too.
Welcome back, everybody. We are finally returning to the Chronicles of Peril Tuesday stream. Sorry. We, per usual, had a goof 3 seconds before we had to go live. But I'm fine. I'm good. And so is everybody else. Yep. Welcome back, everybody.
I'm the most fine.
We're all definitely fine.
How are you? We're all fine here.
Welcome back. Thank you. We are back. We had a little hiatus as a number of us were on vacation, and then we had our post stream that was incredibly successful. And for anybody who didn't catch us in our thank you tweets or on Sunday,
Old Tim Thumbs is back at it.
I arrange my dice.
Playing X-Wing with Andrew was a careful, like, let me move this very carefully, and then I broke everything. We're
Yeah,
done.
they ain't my ships.
Sorry.
thank you for everybody who helped make that successful. But we are continuing with our Tuesday stream. The Chronicles of Peril is what we'll call it. It will be a number of small adventures. I'm trying to gather as many modules and adventures from independent content creators and adventure writers out there. I got a huge response, a lot to sort through.
That was crazy.
Steven and I will probably make a massive Castle Mac file for the library.
It's going to be a spreadsheet.
It will be a spreadsheet, but that's not nearly as fun as like a library in like a castle. So it's not gonna
It'll
be,
just be a room in the castle.
it's not Dungeons and Spreadsheets, am I right?
Well, agree to disagree.
With actual...
Have you seen my Google Drive?
Yes, I have. But this one tonight is one by MT Black, who is a best-selling DM's Guild writer. This is incredibly popular. It's called Wizard in a Bottle.
I love wizards and bottles.
This
is my adventure.
It's actually Wizard of Wine, so it's not going to be very good. You guys are going to Barovia.
Oh, sweet. We've done a couple MT Black, right? Was
You did Giant Slayer?
Yeah, we did it
That
all
was
off
definitely
screen.
one. Was Terra and Tribor? I
think Terra and Tribor also was MT Black, yeah.
I know that was a title for. I wasn't sure if that was the same one.
I think it was, yeah, it totally was.
So, yes, Steven ran Terra and Tribor, followed by Giant Slayer, which were perfect. They were wonderful.
Yeah.
One has some nice political intrigue and some strange things. The other was a kind of interesting way to save a small village. So, there's a good turn. But this is Wizard in a Bottle. Some have played it. If not, check it out. I think it's like $2 on DM's Guild. It is wonderful.
And I think you can buy a bundle of all. I think I bought all of his stuff for like half price or something.
Yeah, it's like $10 or something like that.
Really good stuff.
They're great.
Hey, I was just thinking, you know how we pipe the music straight through to the stream now?
Yeah.
Can we cut the music and just get sounds of cicadas?
Yes. Yeah, we'll do
Pipe that
some
straight
field
through.
recordings of cicadas.
I
got it.
I don't want that.
Everyone wants it. It was a huge hit. I was reading the chat later, and it was seriously nothing but like, can you turn the cicadas up?
Dungeons and cicadas.
I think it was the opposite. All right. Well, where last we left, you had defeated the Basilisk Cult, survived the betrayal by your guide,
Dick.
got the egg back to Niven's Rest, sold it for study, had a few drinks, and then you met Ulfgar Longwood, who asked you to retrieve the remains, find a clue, or, at best, return an old adventuring partner that he had 20 years ago, named Amelia Greyheart.
That's right. I forgot all that.
That's right. I did.
Okay. Okay. With your negotiations, mostly by Killian, you managed to agree to getting 500 gold if you return.
Each?
No.
No.
That's
Remember, I
still a small
had the
fortune.
math that I calculated out, and he agreed to it.
Yeah, I remember.
So you guys have
Such confidence in that. That narrator, she actually did not.
he's actually from the Sword Coast, and it seems that he lived a prosperous life in ironworks, retired from adventuring, and it just has not sat right, and he's tried to follow the trail of his former friend. But it is the next day. You guys have slept, or you want to take a couple days,
I think
right?
we want to take a couple days
we
to
were
rest and
wrecked.
recuperate.
Yeah.
And get all of our hit points and hit
Are we
dice
still
back.
level 2?
Yes,
Oh.
definitely.
I thought that you said, I thought one of the things that I remembered is that you were like, go ahead and level up, just skip 3 and you're
What's your
4 now.
memory like? How do you make it through life? Good morning, Philip. I'm heading to work today.
Man, don't talk about Philip.
I'll tell you one thing she does know is where every single item in our house is, but yeah,
Okay.
what happened last D&D session? No idea.
Fucking health Google
look at
right
that,
here.
that, like, watch I bought like 4 years ago? Like, oh yeah, top shelf behind the whatever. You're like, I don't know how you do that.
One time Steven came like angrily running through the house trying to find earbuds on his way to the gym, and I was like, they're below the TV in the case that they came in, right next to Isabel's art supplies, and you're like, god damn. I don't know why I knew that.
They're in your front left pocket. They weren't a second ago. Trust me.
Curious.
Okay, so it will be a couple days in camp. Is there anything you want to do in camp for those couple days? Anything beyond just resting and eating and recuperating?
I had already scoured the place for any scrolls I could have copied into my spellbook.
You didn't, you
I
found
got
identify.
identify, and I copied that in.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a real spellbook for Killian. I think that'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
That's all.
Yes, and I mean a couple other adventuring parties or just the kind of caravans have come through. If you ask there too, it's still pretty rare to get a spell scroll. Afraid not. Anything else, y'all?
I think that's all he would really do.
We'd be ready to get to it after a few days of...
Yeah. Rest.
Yep.
I would probably just be getting real friendly with people, like trying to talk it up, try to convince archaeologists to rebury bones when they're done studying, but also kind of like sorting my butterfly collection and maybe asking some of the archaeologists if they knew anything about butterflies, thinking that they are smart and they know things about everything.
Okay, let's do 2 things.
Okay.
One, go ahead and roll a persuasion check, actually, in trying to convince them to rebury bones.
Come on, crit. 11.
Do anything to add to that?
No.
You got a pretty high charisma. What are you talking
right.
about? Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, I rolled performance. 13.
13. Most of them, some flat out refuse and laugh you off, some politely entertain the conversation. I think you're perceptive enough to know that they have indeed no plans of actually doing that. There is one person you talk to that you make a fairly compelling case. What do you think you would say? What do you think the gist, at least, of why they should bury bones would be? You don't have to have a full dialogue, but just what do you think the core thing on why something should stay buried?
Well, obviously you don't want them to reanimate because that is against all man. And, you know, I don't know why I was just born with the sense that when you die, you go back into the earth.
Okay. I think...
And from the earth, then you grow into flowers and trees, and so other things can have life.
The reanimation turns a number of people off, and most people don't respond to that. And I think you move through to that bit underneath of how it should be buried in the earth. Like, at first it was a very almost like a police officer as you're a paladin, like, yeah, but have you thought about what happens if something reanimates? But you move to something, frankly, deeper inside, like, it should grow. I mean, they should be returned. One person, legitimately, you know, you have convinced. And the conversation is very much, they are still going to study what they need to study, but at least within this narrow field of what they're looking at, they don't need to hold on to bones as collections. They don't need to send them away. That you get a genuine promise that it will be after the notes and study is done, it will be reburied.
Tight. I will write their name down and bring them back to the elders of the Oath of the Ancients.
Okay. It is.
You don't need to, I don't think you
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to make you comfortable.
Okay,
That
got it.
That's why I said, well, I didn't ask what his name
They
was.
definitely have
It's
names.
Cheagle.
Cheagle.
No, it's Gildor.
Gildor.
Gildor. That is. It's a half elf, too.
Oh, okay.
Who seems to understand. As far as butterflies, yes. In fact, just due to the nature of it being kind of a research outpost, a number of people can tell you, they tell you exactly, like, they start as larvae, they grow to caterpillars, and then the chrysalis happens, and some people get, frankly, the closest to having almost like a religious conviction that you've seemed to see with most of these researchers. Again, the metamorphosis happens and they break through the chrysalis, and it's pretty intense, in fact. And they go into a bit more detail than about how that seems to work, or at least their best theories of why and how that came to be. Some tell you some myths about butterflies that some you've heard, some seem like an amalgam of various ones where you're like, oh, it was a bird in the story I heard, but yeah, I guess a butterfly works just as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that you do learn more about butterflies in general. And most concentrate on the metamorphosis.
Okay.
That's just kind of this key. Yes. Good. I like all
Butterflies. So, butterflies come from caterpillars, and trees and flowers come from the earth that comes from dead bodies.
Yes. That could be, yeah. I like that.
Right.
Something is forming in there.
Some circle of life.
You see meaning in everything. There's some metaphor here that is so close. You can almost taste it.
I think since I'm newly able to turn into aminals, I probably kind of experiment with that in the downtime and see what, just generally what I'm capable of, and I might try and think of, I want to be as brave as something I can't turn into, and I'll be like, damn it.
And figuring out what the limits are,
Yeah.
where you're like,
Right.
I'm going to turn into an elephant. I can't turn into an elephant.
Just acquainting myself with my new abilities, and I guess since I can turn into flying things, I might explore a bit. Are there limitations on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't turn into flying things.
Yeah, I don't think not yet.
That is your limitation.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So I would not.
I don't think you can do flying things till pretty high.
Yeah.
As a non-circle of the moon.
Right.
Pretty sure. Yes.
I wouldn't do that.
You try. In fact, that's something you're absolutely like, I could fly. And no matter what, you just... Sometimes you even get to almost like an amalgam of different creatures, but you can't... And you can feel it. Each creature that you go in, you feel the difference in like anatomy of it. But something about like the bone structure of something that flies, you just... It's like you can't hollow out the marrow of your bones the way you wish you could. You understand that you need to, but you're just like, you're still too dense.
I think when I want time to myself, I turn into a squirrel and just climb up a tree and kind of perch on a branch and near the camp and just kind of watch, because he likes pleasing the people, but I think it takes a lot out of him to always try and make friends and all this stuff. So sometimes he'll just be like, I'm gonna be a squirrel and just sit and watch people.
While you
I assume
do,
he'd be out of place in a jungle, which
it would be, but I mean, I don't. Most, being that this is mostly archaeological, I do think that a lot of your animal forms in the beginning, especially a lot of researchers, are asking legitimate questions. Like, what do you, taking notes. Going to be like, oh, and then when you turn in, do you now take on the mind of the beast that you're turned into? I mean, they're fascinated, which I think even, plays more into the fact that this was somewhat of a very personal experience of turning into and there's people who naturally want to ask questions that, you turn into a little, just scurry up a tree and hang out. You can reach above the canopy a little bit. You manage to kind of push through there and look, and it is a strange sight through the canopy where it almost looks like it's just grassland, hills. A few birds fly up from it, but it looks solid from where it is. Sweet.
Sweet.
Very good. You guys take a few days. Nothing significant really happens. You eat at the cantina. Ulfgar's there to continually trying to talk, whether you are or not. He's also, just entertaining other people. He seems curious about. He's like, where are you from?
Right.
But the day you go to set off, it has begun to rain in a way you have never seen. You can still set out by all means, but it's like sheets of water that just cut across. It doesn't look unnatural by any means. It seems strange to you from being in a foreign land.
I mean, I think Killian would look on it as a pretty poor omen, but would also want to get paid, so.
Must be set out today.
Who's to know if it's gonna let up anytime soon? We might as well.
Does it rain like this often in the jungle?
I think it does. I couldn't say with certainty.
Omen, you don't know how you know, but you absolutely know that this is normal. You couldn't begin to explain climate and air pressure and moisture in any relevant way, but you have an inherent understanding that yes, this is absolutely normal.
This is to be expected here. We surely can't take off every day.
Well, there's no reason to delay. I'm getting tired of this cantina food anyways. Let's go and find his friend. Make some money. I'm running low.
Alright. I think that Hildegard would pull her hair up really tight to try to keep it from running into her face.
Mm-hmm.
Because long hair in the rain really sucks.
Just pull.
Top knot.
Sits up. You've only got those few strands that stick to your face. Check. Head off into the jungle. You have received it's a bit more detailed than the Basilisk Cult one that you got, which was essentially you're here, it's here.
Right. There's you, jungle, temple.
Yeah, that was pretty much the extent of it. This does seem to be a bit more detailed, however,
Are there landmarks or a trail or?
There are a few landmarks. Yes, there's somewhere where you're going to come to, a cliff here, and you're going to want to come this way. A lot of it seems like the map seems fairly new, but you can see where there's almost annotations where it looks like it was transferred from maybe a note or a letter. And so I think any of you would recognize that the map is new, but even some of the landmarks you come to, you barely recognize that they were there. So you get the feeling like this was somebody deciphering things to make a
Gotcha.
map. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you guys make it through an entire day.
Question. This is for the whole day?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do so good.
I did. Dirty 20.
Okay.
30-20.
As you sit to camp for that night, compared to the heat, I mean, with that high, you're not fully bothered by this strange sheets of rain. It makes it difficult going. I mean, there's a lot of spots on the path. There's
Muddy.
it's muddy, but then there's almost small, slick little rivers that are pulling up. Parts of these trees with their branches are just coming undone,
Imagine
washing down.
your armor gets heavy from just your clothes being wet.
All the under garment you need to wear to have something between you and metal, they just get spongy. Yours not as bothered with your leather armor. In fact, I think you know how to open it up. It's not necessarily the cold, it's just you seem to it's heavy. You're not encumbered weight wise, but it's almost like you didn't prep the right stuff for rain. It's just soaking through.
Boots schlocking through mud and
Anarchy is not pleased whatsoever. Just trying to like get here under your hood of your cloak, like pushing in.
in fact, I might even dismiss her if she got too uncomfortable, because I can send her to a pocket dimension.
You can if you want.
He'd probably do it sweetly too, like, all right, I'll see you in a bit. Dismiss.
She, like a smoke. It's just a mist of Fey energy. So it's Fey, right?
Yeah.
It goes through. By the time you reach camp that night, you're all tired. You are exhausted, and in fact, you are mechanically exhausted.
Cool. What's the first one? Disadvantage on skills, right?
Skill checks. Yeah. I do have it over here, don't I?
Yeah, you do. It's skill checks and then disadvantage on attack at 3rd level of exhaustion.
Yep, disadvantage on ability checks. Next will be speed half, and then attacks and saving throws are 3rd level.
Good.
But for now, you are exhausted, but you do have the night to sleep. You all might have some individual tents, but there is not that much room, so you guys are going to have to be smart about how you put it up. One of you can probably get the highest ground, but there is a chance if you put it in the wrong space that your tent will wash away in the night.
Do we have to roll for mudslide?
I think you need to roll survival, though,
Survival.
to specifically put your tent in a spot that will keep it.
$17.
14.
10.
Okay.
I'm at disadvantage. He's just like, oh god, can I put the tent here? Just stake it, mud.
You two manage to. Oh, do we have a watch order?
Why would we need one?
If Killian's
if not.
visibly exhausted, I think.
Oh, I would take first watch as the paladin.
Okay.
I'd take second and let Killian sleep
Go
off
third?
himself.
Yep.
All right.
Or drown, whatever he's gonna do.
You pitch your tent, and you're somewhat under a bit of this, large, almost fluid-looking bark tree. You're sitting there with your sword, and you can just see the sheets kind of pouring, but it catches. I think it's pretty serene. It's natural. This forest is without a doubt ancient.
I think that at first I was bothered by the rain, but now I just kind of like it.
I love it. I think there is a level where it just feels unspoiled here. I mean, it's so wild that at first it's almost alarming, but there's a bit where you're like, yeah, but I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Elvin, same, I think. I mean, unless you think you feel differently about the rain.
No, I think also at one point maybe when Killian's grumbling about the rain or something, say something's gotta bring back all the plants you wilt.
Oh man, I think as he's sniffling, he's like, shut the fuck up. I'm ready for this to stop. I'm ready to feel sun again.
I'm sorry, Killian, it was a joke.
I think he's like, just.
Elvin, during your watch as Killian is asleep, one of the tent poles the mud just kind of, the tent comes down on top of you. Mud and water get inside. You kind of slide. You're able to use one of their tents afterwards, but...
Well, I think first he'd wake up and he'd do the thing where he's just so frustrated, he's like, just like throw in the tent, like kick it, and it gets caught on his foot.
Disgruntled dad camping.
Yeah, disgruntled dad camping is exactly what he does there.
It gets caught. There's just so much mud now, and it's cold. You can see that he looks smaller than he has, like, all of your kind of wiry hair is down. Your clothes are soaked in mud. But you're able, unless there's anything else you want to do with that.
This happens during my watch.
It does not.
Oh, okay.
You are asleep.
Okay.
I mean, you'd wake up to
You would absolutely wake up, actually, I think, to him yelling.
Okay,
slipping in the mud. And
I would come out of my tent and be like, Killian, just come sleep in my tent. You're being very loud.
Oh, nothing can hear us through all this feckin' rain. That's all I've heard.
Come, please, get some rest. You're irrational.
They could just do the old one. Right, one last kick of his tent.
Come on.
Watching it washing away.
It stops not far, but it is soaked and muddy.
Like, as he comes, I would take him, really nicely and be like, come on, let's lay down. And, I would, cover him up and...
I think he'd be doing the, reluctant,
Kid Mom,
alright.
I'm tired.
I think Elvin would neatly pack up his tent so that he doesn't have to fight it in the morning. Just wanting to not
y'all.
make him so angry.
I like it.
Right after he goes to bed, he's like, well, I'm up anyway.
Elvin, you awake. Not really shivering cold, but there's just that damp discomfort of having been kind of soaking wet in mud. You are still exhausted, but you don't take any further exhaustion. It was not
Doesn't
enough
go away.
to bring it up.
I do think, though, he would wake up and be thankful for people looking out for him, because that's new for him. So I think he would kind of quietly be like, you folded up my tent.
Of course, you don't want to fight it anymore, do you?
You feeling better this morning?
A bit, thank you. A bit.
What's the weather?
The rain has subsided a bit. I mean, it's still raining, but I mean, it was essentially monsooning yesterday, and it's not. It's kind of, especially now in the dense canopy,
Just like a drizzle.
even when you hear it, it's a bit strange, in fact, because you can hear it just like if the power was out and you could hear it on the roof.
Like
You
through
hear it
the
on
layers.
roof, but then just a small, makes you almost feel like you're in a cave. Because the sun won't stretch through the dark of the canopy as much.
I wish we would have just waited. Set out today.
Well,
I'm sorry I was eager.
there was no way to know. Could have rained for 5 more days.
It's today now. It's not as bad.
All right, point taken. I think he would summon back Anarchy and be like, I think it's much more to your liking today.
She, kind of up your shoulder, recognizes immediately the discomfort and exhaustion, and uses her beak to preen a bit, but almost like pulling your wiry hair kind of back and out. It's, pressing up, pushing up hair.
Yeah.
In the way that she knows that's how you typically look, and I think you immediately know it is.
Yeah.
And you're no longer exhausted.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, co-DM. Would that it were so simple.
With that, you do not need to make a next one. Another check, since has decided you could be subsided the rain. The next night, you're able to pitch all your tents. Seemed like a nice safe spot. It's not nearly as damp. Keeping the same watchword?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think we're just all gonna watch all night.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Actually, I'm playing
With
this new race now, and they don't need to sleep.
Okay. Sure. Elvin.
Yes?
As maybe an hour after you've traded off with Hildegard, Killian at this point is, sleeping like a rock.
Probably like sawing logs,
just out. And it's just that way where you don't even know that it's great, because you're just so deep. You hear somewhere distant, the sounds of the way things move through woods and canopy and dirt. It sounds like a scream. You can't be difficult to even tell where the distant, which direction it came from, but it's just a and it's muffled enough by it's traveled through a number of trees and just the sound has both echoed and been muffled. Nothing happens beyond that. Even if you're on guard, what do you think you do after that? Why don't you tell me that?
Trying to decide if I would turn into something that would be more observant. Something to go up a tree.
Gotta fix the summary. I
Yeah,
said
saw
it. Y'all saw that. I said it. It's like I have to say it twice. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess I'd just cost the spells. Yeah, I'd be a squirrel.
You'll still
Just
get,
go
You're gonna
observe.
get a
you'll
rest.
get it back after the rest. You'll be
I don't
alright.
wanna
He's so
think about
stingy with your squirrelizations.
Well, I only got 2.
No, I mean, keep that fear. It may not always be so charitable.
They're probably level 1/8 or level 1/8 things that would be better. But anyway, something go up
Oh my
in the tree
gosh.
and kind of observe.
The summary is set right. on the
You've got a nice vantage point. I think you're pretty cleverly placed that you could wake them. What are you thinking? You look around. You think you hear it again somewhere deep off. But nothing. And nothing comes. I mean, nothing sounds like it's moving. The way I think, especially in beast form, you understand the way that the wind now moves under a canopy and the way the leaves move. Nothing's coming this way but the small amount of wind that can escape through this dense jungle. So, nothing. That's what you heard. And you checked and nothing happened.
I really think he'd always do his watch as some kind of animal and just be inconspicuous sitting somewhere, so...
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I like it.
But then how would you alert us?
Have you ever
Whatever.
heard a squirrel get
Yeah.
real loud?
Hey y'all!
That's how squirrels talk.
Because he can get very loud indeed.
It's very loud indeed.
Sorry, I asked.
I would own squirrel.
Yeah. The morning comes.
The day.
You are no longer exhausted.
Yeah. Success. I think that would put him in much better spirits. Like he'd probably just be like, did anyone else sleep as good as I did? Nice to have a bit of dry land.
I guess you were on last watch. So when we switched watches, I guess I probably would have mentioned the screams. Something like
You did
Or
there.
you could have let him sleep if you wanted to, if that's how you wanted to explain this moment.
Okay,
Either
yeah,
way.
I let him sleep.
Okay. Then
Now
yeah.
you're exhausted. Great job.
No, you're good.
Just
So,
trapped.
so yeah, with that, you kind of realize immediately that you weren't on watch this morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he'd be like, oh. Did I? I'm sorry if I missed. Did you not wake me?
I tried. You wouldn't wake up. I'm just kidding. I thought you needed to sleep more than I did.
Oh. Well, thank you for that. It was pleasant. I'll return the favor. Thank you.
Of course.
And anything strange?
Afraid so. Some kind of scream. I couldn't place where from. Was human-like.
Yeah, humanoid for sure. Absolutely.
Not an animal. Something.
Are you sure? Plenty of animals make strange, human-like noises.
I suppose I can't be sure, but it did not sound like an animal. And I know animals.
That is strange, this far out.
Could you tell what direction it was coming from?
Could not. Think about the
Vaguely.
way these trees are just.
The way it eats up the sound.
Well, if someone's in trouble, I hope that they are okay.
Indeed. I suppose there's nothing for it but to keep moving.
Yes.
Maybe it's our missing person.
How far out do we think we are? Based on the directions.
A couple hours. I mean,
Okay.
you said 2 days. You think
Yep.
you think you should have reached it probably last night, but you realized that first day just was so difficult to get through that you're like, I mean, we gotta be close.
Right.
What is the person's name that wrote the program?
Amelia.
Amelia.
Amelia Greyheart,
I remembered that.
right?
Yes.
It was
That's
Amelia Earhart.
That's because it was an E name that you're going to steal for your next character.
No, Amelia starts with an A, you weirdo.
Oh, it does? I was thinking Amelia Clark.
Yeah, I mean, it could go either
It
way.
could go either way. Mostly an E.
Jehovah Beacon with the night.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are close. You know you're close.
It's morning, you say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we have rations and stuff to eat.
Yeah, you guys, I think, packed enough rations for sure. Especially,
Gotta quit all that young.
I'm
Make
sorry,
everybody
I'm gonna
sleepy.
get some coffee on break.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a stretch to think that y'all might have packed more rations than you
Oh,
think.
we would've- we would've
Knowing that the
prepared.
jungle, you're like, we could get lost, we'd be
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
I think Gillian would just set out. I don't think we would dally.
Well, how do we know when we've arrived? What does it look like?
You had heard, and I mean, in your conversations with Ulfgar, that it's allegedly a tower, like a clearly humanoid-made structure of a tower.
Okay.
I think whenever mechanics get in the way of what I want to do, whenever we take a little break, I'd like to climb up a tree, not as a squirrel, but maybe not as a squirrel, just to see if I see a tower. But
Well, I'll send Anarchy up.
yeah,
She can fly up
Okay.
above the canopy
Yeah.
Alright.
to steal your thunder.
that's fine.
If you want to,
Thunder-
at this point, if you want to use bee shape, animal shape, you can, but that will be a use to do that. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd send Anarchy up and warg through her eyes. Yeah, just lean up against a tree and...
Anarchy flies up, manages to find this spot through the canopy that's just taking a little speed so that she can break through. Flies a bit, especially because it's 100 yards.
100 feet.
100 feet.
So...
Okay, so that's still enough room that Anarchy can spot. It would be, let's just say north, as considering that north is your direct facing. No, west. It would be west, because
Okay.
you've been moving deeper in the jungle. The west, that there is a break in the canopy that's circular, kind of up ahead. So,
Okay.
I mean, I forget how many miles you can travel, at least in the jungle. You understand it's probably 2 hours.
Okay.
There's nothing rising above it, but you can just see the definite, dark over the green.
Okay. Yeah, he would relay that. Just, I couldn't see a tower, but saw where a tower could be. These trees are so tall, that'd be a real feat to build a tower taller. I think that's at least where we're looking to go.
How far away?
Could be a couple hours. Who knows what the ground between here and there is like. 2 hours if we don't run into anything.
Okay, well, keep steady, let's go. Is it raining?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's and in fact, at first in the early morning it was a bit hard to tell. Within the first 30 minutes, you start baking. Now with that moisture hitting the sun, you're like, I mean, it is more of a sauna than it has been. You guys are fine in this limited time, but you're feeling it.
I think, yeah, he would be like, I think I might actually prefer the rain.
You just don't really like any weather.
I don't like the jungle. Not one bit.
I do miss the forest trees.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Onward we go.
And there you are. You can start to see a bit ahead, just the way that the light is, that you know you're moving towards clearly a light source that is a break in the canopy that's fairly large, probably about 150 feet diameter. As you approach, the trees are getting, it's just not, like the underbrush isn't quite as thick and mangled, like with trees just bleeding into each other. kind of understand, I think you definitely would just understand that at some point they're probably cleared around this, and there may have been a path at some point, but it's clearly grown back, but there's just elements that you couldn't. You come into the clearing and you see the ruins of a tower. There's that kind of jaggedness to the cylinder that it's clearly broken in half. You can see rubble that has been overtaken by vines and just covered in moss, scattered kind of backward. But you do see a tower. It's strange because there are some flagstones kind of there, but a lot of it looks like it's brick, which
It's weird.
you would be
Hard to source brick here.
Yeah, it's weird. It's absolutely weird that it's old brick.
How do you think they brought all this brick down here?
I couldn't say. That's strange indeed. But I'm mostly disappointed by the state of it. I think I was hoping to find something intact.
Did he say for sure
I don't think he did he?
that it would be an intact tower that she was like living in?
He didn't know, right?
That was kind of the extent of his information. Was
Yeah.
She went looking for a tower that should be here. That's where the trail went cold, and he couldn't get there.
Okay.
Well,
Do you see any signs that anyone's been here?
doesn't look like it. I suppose we could go and investigate a bit further.
Yes. We're here. Are there any, like, signs that, like, any leftover campfire stuff, or... I always want to, like, say, like, oh, is there any, like, leftover food wrappers, but they don't have, like, stickers. But in my mind, I'm always, like, looking for, like,
Some red
food
pockets,
wrappers, but I know that that's not...
Disgusting. They just dropped their litter here.
Elvin would be really
The further kind of you're pushing closer into the clearing and out of the trees, there is just the smell of, frankly, just it's shit. Like, straight up shit. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you even say about that?
I don't think anything needs to be said. I think the stench has spoken for itself. What are you kicking down there?
Sorry, I'm not comfortable.
It's one way to keep people away.
I think he does keep that, like, I think he keeps that shamog around that he was using when fighting the...
For sure.
I think he would just pull, like, it kind of up over his nose.
And obviously, it does not smell pleasant. It's also not, it's not overwhelming. You know, you're not about to
not like a
sewer. It's
gotcha.
just, you're like, and it's shit baking in the sun. And it,
Yeah, know all about that, yep.
Like when you leave a shit outside.
Like when you make a shit on the doorstep and it gets sunny. I got you.
Like when you take your Jell-O outside.
I'm trying to remember what
The allusion to that.
when you take your Jell-O or your shit outside to let it bake in the sun.
Alright, I think, yeah, he would approach and just push through into the clearing.
Okay.
Same.
Same?
Also, I think he's a little naive about it. He'd just be like, hello, is there anyone here?
Okay.
Let's roll initiative.
From there, within kind of the broken brick ruins of the tower, you hear a...
At that, he'd be like,
Now, there is a door, essentially, but there's kind of a crack that goes lower. That's a good 4 or 5 feet high. And you see a form behind it, step over it, and it's an ogre that's just like... Let's all roll initiative.
Man, he's gonna try and hurt him.
sorry.
What is he doing here?
Hey, question.
Yeah.
Do you have initiative beads?
Oh, inspiration.
Yeah.
I was like...
Said initiative
I was
beads.
like... I'm tired. Let me find them while y'all roll.
We're all still like recovering so hard.
Yeah. It's had a long day at work. Yeah, we're gonna actually ship in the cicadas, so...
Oh, I told you. I told you people were...
People,
They
now
loved
they're
him.
a part of the stream.
They loved him.
Yeah.
Not seeing the
Dungeon.
Okay. Let's see.
Have you looked in the most obvious place?
Hold on.
Sean, there's one place you didn't check.
I got a 5. Really?
I'm just gonna say real quick, I love the alert feat, and I also love war magic because I got a 26. Jeez. All right, I'm on battle camp duties.
Okay, so where did we end up? Elvin. 5, you said?
Yep.
He's the reason.
All right. Hildegard.
6.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for that.
What is Anarchy?
Good question. Didn't roll for 7.
Okay, so like a lot.
Wow.
7, 6, 5, 3.
Yeah, 26 and then 7. It's 19 in between us.
Hello.
It's like, hello.
Oh my god, why did you have to do it too? You did what I did.
Yeah, I just had to repeat it. I liked it and I wanted to be a part of
It
it.
feels good,
Yeah, I
doesn't
just
it?
wanted to be a part of it. All right. How far out are we?
I'm not gonna do it.
You know what? Yeah,
Want to?
we'll go over there. Well,
I got the Devon Rue.
let's see. Let's say that y'all are.
In a force
50 feet
field.
away.
Okay.
I mean, I think that'd be a
That's fine,
reasonable
too. Yeah.
little spot to yell from, right?
About cha?
Didn't you kill us with an ogre and
I killed you with multiple trolls and ogres.
that's the difference.
But to be honest, y'all killed yourselves.
To be honest,
No. Narrator, they had not.
I'm just gonna make a. Let's just put a little.
Oh, happy little tree.
happy couple trees down here.
Go beat the marker on the stand. Real talk, I've watched a ton of Bob Ross videos lately and love it.
What are you doing, like watching Bob Ross?
Have you ever watched Bob Ross videos on
When I was a
YouTube?
child.
Trying to chill.
It's awesome. He's amazing.
I put it on when I have to do like homework that I just kind of, it's rote homework or something
Yeah.
like that, and you're just like, yeah. No, I mean life's
So you
good.
get the when he cleans the brush.
I'm learning.
Love it. All right.
Okay. Killian, this ogre steps forward. Is just, and I mean, at this point, is mid-run as you are reacting.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, hello, and he would back up a little bit and prepare a spell. And
Okay.
he will hold an action until, let's see, Anarchy is next at a 7. He will hold an action until after the ogre is done moving. He's got to back up and then hold an action until after the ogre is done moving.
Got it. Okay, Anarchy.
I kind of forget if Anarchy has to be adjacent to the thing when she does the help or when the help action triggers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're
I
saying.
don't know. Like, can she fly over?
can you
do the
ready?
help and then he moves? Did I lose the help action? I forget. I just forget the wording on the help. I think you might have to be adjacent.
I feel like you
yeah.
would have to be.
That makes the most sense. Okay. Then she's just gonna chill with me.
Okay.
She's gonna be still on his shoulder. She'll take the dodge action.
Hildegard.
Yep.
I'll read about the help action later.
I'm going to hold an action until he charges and is within range of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And one.
I will frostbite. So it
Gotcha.
makes a con save.
A con save. What am I trying to beat?
13.
Absolutely. You see frost form on a shoulder and immediately just flake off as just shards of ice just drop off. But it does, the ogre does give out. She is like, it just seems ferocious.
It's a female ogre.
Yeah, it's a lady.
I don't know how to talk to her.
I'm going to have a bear leap out of me to right here.
Sweet, love that bear spirit. Oh man, I gotta get us in the frame. Hold
How
on. Let me
many
do better.
do I get?
7.
7?
7, a bear just jumps out of your chest, growing and forming with these gossamer, smoky, almost webs as it sets down that looks like frost cooling. And all of you for a moment just feel cooler, stronger, just
Better,
7 more.
stronger.
You got your 7 more hit
Yeah.
points.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And we get advantage on strength checks in case.
Ooh.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe useful
I
for
liked the way that you said Elven when you did the initiative.
elbow.
I really liked it. I wanted to say it too, but I didn't.
Do it.
Elbow.
You got it.
Felt good. Felt good.
Round
Feels
table.
nice, right?
Fine. I don't have weird convulsions.
You just did it.
I'll never both.
Steven's gonna go upstairs on break and be like, Elbow.
Let's see.
Yeah, I probably should have moved forward.
4, wait a minute. 5, 10. We move up, see we're 40 feet.
Gets you right to her.
Okay.
Oh.
You've held your action.
Yeah,
I
I
held
did.
my action.
And you held your action.
Yes.
Then are we...
It's initiative order.
Yeah, so you go first.
Yeah. So with that, yeah, he would let go with the classic witch bolt.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 15 look.
Yes.
All right, sweet. Big 4 damage.
Okay. As this ogre comes stomping towards Hildegard and you're readying yourself, you just see a bolt that just almost looks like lightning, but it just starts wrapping around the arm and then snaking around and it's just
You got combat music?
oh yeah, I do. Now it's your go.
Long
Swing.
swing.
Okay.
Plus 4, 14. Wait, is that an 8?
That's a 10.
That's a 10. 14.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna smite him.
Ooh.
Nice.
Might as well.
So remind me how many dice I get for smiting.
Plus 2d8.
Okay, thank you.
3d8 plus 2. Plus 4. Because you have the...
1,
It's a lot of damage.
2, 3.
That's what paladins do, baby.
Damage. That was fun to say too. Ugh.
15.
19 damage.
19 damage.
That's what I said. What Steven said. How do you kill him?
No, but what do you think that this smite looks like? You can still describe the smite. It is absolutely still alive and still looks pretty good, but tell me what your smite looks like.
Okay, so I think that I probably hit her like in the ribs, and when my sword connects, like it glows like a bright white light.
Yeah, I like it. There's just searing as you, and it's so, it almost blinds you for a second, and it just,
Like I've only started seeing that light like recently, so I still can't look at it yet.
oh yeah, it's just, you can't quite see, and beyond the blood-curdling ogre guttural scream, it seems like the way you cut, she starts almost coughing as she's attacked, just hot saliva hitting your face, maybe has some blood in it.
How did that
Homoptysis.
feel?
Okay, she's gonna attack you. She lifts a club. She still has this searing wound and this warbling electric energy around her, but raises a giant club and goes to swing down on you.
Yeah,
What's that armor class?
that gets me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. You take 12 bludgeoning damage.
That's fun.
As you hit, and for a moment, you have hot saliva on your face, and your eyes are still adjusting from this smite. Your shield is suddenly against your chest, It feels like your armor almost crumbled as a just tremendous, almost a tree trunk just brings you down to a knee before you're able to stand back up. Something, maybe a bone, crunched somewhere inside of you. You can feel it. Killian.
All right. Killian will just stand there, just planting his feet in the ground, pushing a line in the dirt behind him, and just continue with the witch bolt for 7 more.
It's, now that it's moving around, you see it start to kind of corkscrew and curl back up. So it's just a thin line of this energy, but they're just
Zapping all around.
and just smoke is coming off of this ogre as flesh is just being cooked.
Sweet. And I think Anarchy knows what to do. She'll swoop over. She'll be flying. And she will give Hildegard the help action.
Hildegard, at this point, you're starting to understand Anarchy and Killian's tactics. And as you push yourself back up from one knee, you see Anarchy dive in and is just claws and beak on the side of this ogre's face. It's clearly doing no damage, but you can see the ogre especially is just almost trying to bite Anarchy, but Anarchy's far too fast, and this ogre is distracted.
Does that mean I get advantage?
Yes.
Do indeed on your first attack.
Advantage.
Absolutely hit.
I'm gonna smite again.
Ooh, boy, burn him up. 15.
Yeah,
Well, 16.
Yeah, okay.
16.
it's 16.
She made a mistake first.
Sorry, my dungeon math went south there.
The same, this time the bright light, you're cutting kind of down the inner thigh, just it splits open and is almost splayed as the muscle comes in. This creature is now not looking well. It's just really looks like it's trying to summon the strength to continue, but is primally angry. Anything else? Okay. Animal.
I'm gonna try and frostbite again. Another con save.
Oh, yes. What?
13.
Made it.
Trying to give him that disadvantage.
Again, you try, and it's so enraged, and it looks like it's so tense, like it's just kind of moving around, that you know that frost just can't quite find purchase the way it does, almost subcutaneously on somebody else. It just needs to get a hold, and it can't.
Yeah. Also under the skin.
Yes. We're gonna kill Killian now. My man can't take 12 damage. It is going to continue its attack on you, Hildegard, because you're right there. I'm sorry, what was that armor class?
16.
Yeah, gotcha. You take 13 more damage.
I don't look good.
Again, it doesn't really look like it's fully even focused on you. It's now just flailing this club. And as opposed to coming high as it did last time, it just almost moves it like this, and it's just a direct, like a tree coming at you and just knocks you back. Again, it takes a lot to summon to bring yourself standing back up, almost stumbling.
How do you die?
Why are you such an asshole?
Hey.
Alright, I think just continuing there, starting to chant, just like, Grash! No, Kratos! Just keeping it going at him. For big 2. Big 2 damage. How's he like that?
You know that you're continuing to just kind of cook this ogre with your witch bolt. It is not looking good, and just it's flailing and screaming. Like, I don't know how much damage I do, and I know I'm doing something. Anarchy doing the same.
Same deal.
Continuing.
Keeping him
Anarchy.
distracted.
You can see that this ogre is still trying to swat off Anarchy. It is your go. With advantage.
I'm gonna try some different ones now. You and you.
Definitely a hit.
I have no more smites left.
They go.
No.
Easy come, easy go on the smites.
9.
9.
Tell me how you killed this ogre.
Nice. So I'm gonna hit her again. Like, I think I'm just in some sort of like divine zone where like I'm not even really like, I feel like my body's just been taken over. And then when I hit her the final time and my sword doesn't glow white, I'm kind of like, huh. Okay.
You have
But she still dies, so it's
pulled yourself
flavor.
back up, and you feel almost as you're pushing your legs forward as everything is aching. Your blood feels like it's on fire. Something is broken. You're just pushing forward, and it feels like there's just a force pushing you forward. And your sword raises. Again, it feels like somebody just lifted it for you. Hits, slices, just kind of lays in the middle of this belly of the ogre. You don't see the white, and you're looking for the white light, the bright light, but instead you just see a form fall backwards off your sword. And with that, we're going to take our first break, everybody. We will be back in 10 for more of Wizard in a Bottle. Thanks for sticking around, everybody, and welcome to anybody who's just joined. Where last we left, the party defeated an ogre after calling out to see if anybody was there, and the ogre came across the crumbled walls and charged towards them.
There
But
may be an ogre upstairs right now.
could be.
That's what I thought.
Back up. But with the help of a bear spirit to bolster their health, witch bolts, and 2 massive smites, the ogre is just kind of smoldering in the baking, thick sun and heat of Cholt.
Is the ogre wearing anything?
Just like a loincloth, basically. That, I mean, it's the size of probably a cape for you.
What about anything on its hammer? Any like adornments or?
It's a roughly
It's a tree
hewn-
trunk that's
Yeah,
been-
pretty much. And there's a couple, javelins that are also seem like just rough edged that
Okay.
are thick, but nothing on her.
Okay. In that case, I think before I put my sword away, I'm just gonna cut away a tiny little piece of her loincloth.
Her loins.
Her loins.
Don't do that.
I will carry her loins with me at all times.
Let's not do that.
Just
Spirit.
Protection from the rain. Are you picturing it?
Yeah.
Like a poncho.
just Hildegard in her meat cape. Oh, the old meat Joe.
You got music back to neutral.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. You cut a small piece, fold it up, and put it in your, I'm assuming, a kind of a belt pouch of the belongings, and tuck away. And you guys see, I think, again, what's becoming a pattern of some level of reverence. I think it's carefully cut away and folded and placed within.
I will also, I know that she's a huge ogre.
Mm-hmm.
I will do my best to put some dirt on her.
Just,
Yeah.
I think you could,
Yeah.
kind of, you make a, almost a ceremonial line, kind of, of the chest and the face, and put 2 rods of dirt on
Yeah.
the eyes, and yeah, by no means covers it, but it clearly looks ceremonial.
Yeah. I just want those who are watching from above know that I've done good.
Yeah, definitely. I like it.
Thanks.
Yes.
How do you guys like it?
I mean, I think they're used to it now. I think he understands why you do it, but doesn't understand the thing itself. You know what I mean?
I think each time, if there was downtime, I'd help and make some little vines go over him or something with druid craft.
Yeah. Killian doesn't participate at all, but watches and doesn't say anything anymore. Doesn't make fun or anything like that.
Totally, and I know Hildegard wants this, so I'll just help out.
Yeah, I know. Also, can I have a sip of that beer?
Yes.
Thanks.
Are you sick?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you don't want to beer.
The inspiration.
They're up.
Oh, you found them. My bad.
They're woods.
They were hidden. Okay.
Oh, God.
Give y'all each one. I'm digging what's happening so far, y'all. We didn't have them earlier, so everybody's getting a little inspo, right?
Thanks.
Generous.
Notes from the DM. They done good.
Done did it. Denim diggy.
Denim digging.
Okay. Are you guys just heading on immediately after that? Are you resting? What you doing?
I would love a short rest right now. Holy wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do so.
Alright. Before we check out what's left of the tower, catch our breath. I'll use arcane recovery.
As you're kind of looking and adding up the amount of kind of rubble from where it was, it doesn't look like the tower was relatively that high. which, I don't know, it's a lot of space to be cleared out for, something that's had a second floor beyond a ground floor, maybe a third. It's just not, there's not that much.
Not much of a grand tower. Not befitting a wizard. Although I suppose it was hard to get those bricks in. Maybe they just didn't have enough material.
Maybe.
Can wizards make bricks?
Yes. Although, perhaps it's more what's underneath it.
You mean buried?
Well, I mean dug out. Well, every wizard I've ever known wouldn't be content with a tower that's 2 stories.
2 below and 2 above, perhaps.
Or more.
Are these bricks magical?
I don't know, but I could find out. Over the short rest, I will cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, sure. Ritual detect magic.
Yeah, and I think the ritual is, again, just kind of strange. Like, you'd be like, no, I can find out. Sit down and just like, nas, crush some things.
You do that, you put, you guys see too, I think, Elman, to you, it is reminiscent of some druid rituals, especially picking things up, but there is something off-putting and distasteful a little bit. It doesn't feel as much as like, oh, I'm pulling the natural energies of the weave and setting them over each other in this patchwork that is beautiful. This is far more like just hands resting, and you see him and push his hand into the ground.
Intercepting and stealing the weave rather than flow.
There isn't,
Pat.
and where you have drawn your kind of line, there is it's not massive, it's just a thin line of decay kind of around it. It almost like the soil seems like it takes a slightly darker hue, maybe like volcanic rock. And you smell even sulfur for a moment, but then you look up and you look at the bricks. No, there's nothing magical about them, but you get that just taste in the air. Like, the magic here, at least the things have been touched by magic. There's just that residual bit of the weave. That's, I think, also a bit... The type of magic is not exactly like you do, but I don't know, I think you have an understanding of the weave where you're like, that's practiced. There's some practice magic, and there's some kind of natural, known magic, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know what? I would even say that you get a faint taste that is transmutation. Nothing has been transmuted here, but there's just something I don't know, it smells like transmutation.
Okay. I think he would sort of look at it for a second and be like, well, the bricks, they're not magical. They were probably brought here conventionally. That's probably why there's so few of them. It'd be pretty tough to get bricks here. But there's definitely magic here. And it's old. It's a bit residual. But there is transmutation magic. Things have been changed here, just... I can't determine what. I'd be willing to bet my stake that there's something underneath.
Well, let's find out then.
Of course. I think he is probably just kind of jazzed to go check it out. I think he would take off.
I totally think, Hildy's, really good with people, so I think she just picks up on, the fact that he's stoked about this, weird-ass magic pit we're about to go in.
Yeah, especially think over the past couple days. Obviously the rain exhausted him. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He had a good number of complaints of just plain born out of discomfort that then you faced an ogre, and after this ritual looking around, there's just that light. There's just that that kind of searching that you pick up on.
Yeah, also I think that Hildy is pretty jazzed after the fight with the ogre and really feeling divine energy now. I think that she's just I'm supposed to be here, I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing, so she's
Oh yeah, I think with those smites, like, now that you have a moment to think about it, it's not like casting light or opening the curtains on a sunny day. The light came from within you, deep within you, on just almost a soul level, and it was channeled through you into a weapon.
And not having like my oath yet, I feel like I haven't taken it yet, but I know it's coming, and it just hasn't been given to me yet. And I feel like after seeing that happen twice in a row, being like, okay, like, I'm doing this right.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, they're watching.
I think you have that moment where you think back to, the Paladin orders, and there's frequently these, deep engravings or reliefs in the temples that, especially for being an Aasimar and the celestial energy, they're frequently like those multi-stepped pyramids that go up and they go down, and you know that you're on that second step and that the third is so close. You know that you've been walking so far and that it's exhausting. You've been taught that each step is exhausting, and there will be no thanks. There will be nothing. It will only be a feeling that drives you forward. You're like, I'm fucking there. I'm so close.
I don't think she would swear.
I would never swear.
That's true. You can take that however, whatever Hildy would say.
Yeah, I think Killian would lead the way.
Okay.
And I think he'd be describing it a little more too, like, maybe even to no one. Just sort of pointing back. In fact, I think he'd even pull out a spell book and, like, take some notes. And be like, but the strange thing about the transmutation is, right. Well, just thinking through things and maybe comparing it to older notes.
Oh yeah, I think it makes sense. You're like bricks, not transmuted. But you need the materials for transmutation. The bricks got here. They could have had the other materials to translate. Elbin, as you're walking closer, it's a moment, almost a flash. Killian's speaking out loud to himself, taking notes. Hildegard's just walking tall, chin up. And as you're kind of walking, you get that pit in your stomach. And it's like the trees around you. There's that strange feeling when when you know that sometimes you're prey, or that there's just that danger kind of sense of the trees and the wind, and even the small bugs that are flying around. They're trying to tell you something, but you know that there's not a way to decipher it. But you enter. So, you enter. This is now crumbled. The door is still on. It's a heavy, kind of nice wood with banded iron on it. It's got some... It's still pretty rusted, but you can tell the iron is kind of pushed out into intricate designs of leaves and like strange kind of like crossing hatches that continue to go on. It would be a nice door in a city, without having precious metals in it. The handle still smoothly opens, even with the like kind of rotting decay around the rest of it, of just vines taking it. And you push it open, that smell of just dung and shit hits you even harder when you're in there. Clearly there's just this ogre has made a home of this, but this is now just a shell. There's kind of what would have been, floorboards and a roof to this room are just kind of clattered amongst the stones. Things are overtaking it. Far on the other side, you can see what looks like a figure, but there's like a piece of fabric or tapestry that's fallen over. As you look amongst the rubble, there's also clearly a small rug that's looks like it was meant to hide what is clearly like a chest or a small little hoard. It by no means conceals it whatsoever. Yeah. You can tell.
Is the chest there?
Yeah, that's right. you go to open it and the hinges were already broken, so it just kind of. You do find a couple things in there. There's basically there's a bunch of things that are random bones and animal skins that look like they mean nothing. It looks like a couple what were ceramic bowls that like maybe somebody thought were precious because they had like some like tribal designs on them, but are effectively worthless. You do find some coins though. You guys find the equivalent of 17 gold coins, and then you see also wrapped, actually it seems like pretty carefully. As you pull it off, there's something to shine to it, it's valuable. It is a goblin skull that has been dipped in copper, that has been lovingly polished, and is clearly just the crown jewel of this ogre horde.
I will take that, and I will take the bones, and I will go outside and I will bury them.
I think I'll be like, before we bury that,
Yeah.
can I just give it a bit of an inspection?
Okay, quickly.
Because it's been, not gilded, but coppered. Do you think I could keep this just as a ritual spell component is all?
I don't think I can let you keep this.
Alright. If you insist. Let's kind of toss it.
It is interesting as you toss it back. It's strange. I mean, you haven't necessarily seen things similar, but it is weird. You also get like probably worth like 10 gold.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he still has detect magic going on.
no magic coming from it by any means. It's just a
copper skull?
just a copper skull.
Just gonna bury it.
Yeah.
And the other random bones that were in there.
Yeah, they don't even look necessarily humanoid. And there's essentially like a jungle cat that is kind of splayed open, and it clearly was being eaten by the ogre. That's just kind of open rib cage, open, and its flies are around it. The last thing in there is just this strange, clearly what looks like it was probably a statue underneath this fallen tapestry over it.
What's the tapestry? Is it a picture?
You can't really tell from be like flipping over a carpet. Like you can't. Mm-hmm. It's almost fallen over it.
So it's the bottom side?
Yeah, the side that would hang against the wall.
Got it.
I mean, yeah, I think, help me with this corner. We'd move it to get a peek at that statue.
As you pull it off, dust, grime, dirt, a couple bugs fall, and it is about a 6 to maybe 7 foot statue of a hooded figure whose eyes can't be seen below the cowl, but with a clearly humanoid face underneath, all in robes, and it has a tablet, just a rusty iron tablet. Think a little bit like Statue of Liberty, but it's kind of forward, and there's like a single stone finger on it. Pressed forward, you can see some letters on there.
Is the finger is the human made of stone, the humanoid?
Yes, okay. Stone. And then the tablet is iron. Looks like iron, at least.
Do the characters on it look familiar at all?
Yeah, they're in common. And in fact, what you see is this exactly. It says, patron or pod.
Have I ever heard that before?
No, I mean, it's clearly, I think, common letters, which all of you speak common. It doesn't make any sense to you. I mean, it's beyond your, like, pod or patron, like, those are all words, but
they don't mean anything put together.
That's interesting. Rearranged. That's what I was thinking. Wizards love puzzles.
I am not good at word games.
I'll say that you guys both, as it came to you, yeah, I don't even think you need to roll it. I mean, but rearranged. I mean, as soon as you said it, you were like, right. Yeah, puzzle.
While they start rearranging letters, I'm gonna go outside and bury
those.
Stuff, yeah.
Okay, as you are kind of going through and touching the letters, As you put a finger over them, they light up blue and then fade immediately.
Alright. I've got open, maybe. Open door. P-A-T-R. No, probably not.
It's each word spells. No, I guess pod can't really be arranged to be any of the words.
Oh, Dop.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about Dop. Old Dop. Open rat door. Open tar door. One can't simply walk into tar door, so I don't think that makes any sense.
Trap.
So you said letters glowed as we put our finger over all of them? Each one?
If you did, like keyboard style, they would.
Yeah.
But as you press one, it seems like almost like they're buttons. Essentially, you're like, and it fades.
Oh wait, there's an extra P. Open trapdoor. T-R-A-P. It's 2 P's, double P's.
I did.
Chuck of peas.
Yeah.
You get it, and you're like, open trapdoor. And I imagine first you say, open trapdoor. No. The keys. You hit the right sequence, and the entire statue, you get that.
I think he'd be like, alright. Hildy, did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't because I was outside.
You now hear like kind of a click, almost metal moving, and then stone just.
It's a good thing I've been playing Word Crossy so much.
Yeah, my mom would be
Lydia's
really proud
mom
of
got
you.
me hooked on Word Crossy, which is essentially this. You just make new words, and I've been playing it for hours.
Man, I was thinking y'all were gonna want to make some rolls at some point. Like, I don't know.
Seriously.
You immediately we could rearrange the letters. You're like, open.
Dude, look at this game.
Door.
It's all I do. Like on the train today, just rearrange letters. Well, anyways, I'll show you later. It's not a lot exciting.
What do you think Alvin would say? I should mention the jungle seemed to be trying to warn me about this place.
Oh, I'm right. It should. This is a wizard's abode. It won't be without its traps and puzzles. Come on then. Hildy, you might want to take point, just in case. You look like you can take a hit better than the rest of us. Not that, well, we should expect trouble. There will definitely be trouble.
There will definitely be trouble.
All right. Can you see well in the dark?
Oh, no, but I can do something. He'll just take out a coin, cast light on it. Just kind of hold it out. He's not a staff using wizard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your coin using
He's a
wizard.
coin using wizard.
That's what I was going to do, but okay.
We've established this.
Yeah,
We can do the same spell.
I like to do it though.
I'm not stopping you.
I touch light on
Tell the
it.
light.
I make the light a different color.
It's a
We make it strobe.
You have an epileptic seizure.
We Darude Sandstorm.
I'm dead.
There is a spiral staircase going down into the darkness. It's stone steps.
Yeah, that's what it was made of.
Stone.
Damn, I really liked that puzzle. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I feel pretty good about that. Normally I hate puzzles in D&D, but that was right up my alley.
Hey man, just want to do the word puzzles. Don't fucking come up with it.
If it were a spreadsheet, that would also be.
You know what? I'm gonna need everybody to PM me their favorite kind of puzzles.
Alright.
Jigsaw.
I can do that, man.
Sean at home cutting out a puzzle for us.
And now we take 3 hours to solve Sean's 1,000th puzzle.
I'm gonna have the one where it has one missing, but you have to shift it.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I hate those.
No, it should just be a
It's just gonna
square
be
for
a
each
picture of
guess.
me flicking you guys off.
Speech bubble that says puzzles is dumb.
Alright, down the stairs we go.
Okay.
I think Killian would be second after Hildy, but he would be like grabbing her shoulder and like looking over her shoulder. Like, what do you see? What do you see down there? Like he's so jazzed to be here right now.
Okay.
I will use my, as an action as we're going down, I want to use my lay on hands because I didn't get fully healed from my...
Oh right. Did you use both your hit dice?
I just used one because I don't know what's going to happen down in this dungeon. So I'm going to use it for another 5. So I have 5 left, 2 healing hands, and then a head tie.
I think I understood that.
You know how you gotta play D&D when you're the healer? When you're the only healer?
Elvin, you watch both of them stepping down. It sounds like there's a slight bit of grinding in the stone. It's kind of weird. Like, is the stone sinking in when weight's put on them? As you're walking right behind Killian, the stone seems much farther away than the stones previously from it. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Man, can't walk downstairs.
You did.
14.
14?
Yeah.
You begin tumbling forward. I now need both of you to make it as he was behind you.
14 gonna make you tumble, dude.
I'll tumble for you.
What's the roll?
Dexterity, 15, you are good.
Yeah. Nat 20.
No.
Okay, here's what happens.
Yeah, tell me.
From behind you, you hear Alpin, and it is strange. You know, these have all been, typically they're like 7 inches apart, like every other stair. And suddenly, it's a good 5 inches lower, and you start to fall and tumble. You hear tumbling behind you, and you instinctively, kind of press up against the wall. Elvin is still in kind of mid-fall from behind you, just moving. Weight just hits you in the back. You try to stop it. Both of you are rolling down these stairs all the way. Just let me see.
Elvin will be apologizing on the way down.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Is anybody proficient in acrobatics?
Oh, man.
No.
Okay. On the upside, just kind of the way you are now rolling with each other, you both just take a point of damage.
I think Killian would be laughing a little bit. Like, are you both all right? That's pretty standard wizard behavior. Trap the stairs, of course. How did it happen anyway?
Why don't you make one more dexterity saving throw as you're going down?
Oh, come on, man. I rolled 20. Okay, I will. So I made a 9, but I will use my arcane deflection to add +4, bring me to 13.
Right, not.
Oh, damn it.
As you are like, how did that even happen? And walking down, you're looking. I mean, you're like, no, the steps are fine. And as you go, you now notice it. As you go to step down a stair, you see it. But your weight's already moving. And you start tumbling as well. You take 3 points.
Oh, come on.
Come on!
It would have happened multiple times, whoever is walking. And you now, as you two are standing up, it just and flattens the two of you again as Killian lands on top of Elvin.
Alright. He just crunched to the bottom. I suppose I deserved that. But what a trick. I think he's gonna quickly pull out a spellbook and do like the stairs that extend just inches. It doesn't even have to be that much. It doesn't have to turn into a slide or anything like that. Just make it just a few inches off from what you'd be expecting. Brilliant, really. Brilliant.
Killian, I hate that you're enjoying this so much. There could be great evil down here.
Oh, indeed, and we'll certainly destroy any great evil, but, well, you have to appreciate something for what it is sometimes.
Are you getting ideas for your underground tower?
Oh, I should be so lucky.
This is kind of a work thing I'm trying to slightly deal with.
You know what? There's a nice small dungeon, which is pretty nice for drawing.
It's just
It's weird. You'd think you get some pretty straight lines for such a small dungeon, but I mean, no worries.
Make another fucking saving throw. I don't even know what's your worst.
What's D&D without berating the DM, huh?
like Ellen would say, how do you tell poor architecture from A clever trap.
Exactly. And that's the point. Very clever.
It is not fully known to you yet. You're like, there could be some enchantment, not right on here, but deeper. But you're like, it could also be a mechanical system of depending on how people will walk. It's quite clever.
Alternatively, No, never mind.
Each one could be sentient.
Could they? No, of course not. Maybe.
All right. This would be a good one to listen to, Andrew. Cobwebs fill this corridor. Thick. I mean, again, just like gossamer webs that are sheets. Just going back. But you now have a little ambient light from kind of the trapdoor and the coin and everything. You can kind of see. And at the far end, you see what looks like a figure just sitting in front of a door.
Looking at us?
There's only one way to look down the corridor, for sure, but you can't from there. You have dark vision.
Very good.
Yeah, where from the shades there, it actually looks like maybe it's asleep. Head's down. But it's just, I mean, it's sitting, it's just head down.
Gonna do a divine sense.
A divine sense, yes.
They fiend celestial. Undead.
And undead. Let me give you one. Let me check one thing here real fast then. It's 60 feet.
Yep. Do you want to turn on the creepy music?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do creepy.
Trying to fit in.
No, you do not sense that at all. I mean, no undead, no fae, celestials. Fiend, no, but you do have that just like ping. You don't.
Like it's something on my radar. That's bad. That's
Yeah,
bad news.
not within 60 feet necessarily, but you're just like, as your hands out, your head turns slightly. What is that? And yeah, there's something that fiendish or infernal, abyssal. I don't know. It's too remote to tell. Maybe it's just been touched. It could just be residual energy.
Okay.
Do you think that's someone asleep?
It's hard to say. I don't know.
This is actual size of the corridor. Sorry, Lyd. It's 40 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Lyd.
Say, hello, Amelia?
No answer, no response. It continues sitting
I'd like to walk up closer.
Hold on a second before you do. How thick are the cobwebs?
thick.
Okay. I would put a hand out and be like, those could catch you out. I can burn them out real quick if you'd like me to.
That seems like a safe idea.
Alright. He would push her back and just start slinging firebolt into the
Doesn't
cobwebs.
take a single firebolt you send through the webs, just. And as that happens, you hear a ton of tiny legs scurrying.
What time is it?
Just
Cool.
It's 9:21, which, as you guys heard earlier, I have to go home,
Yeah, I gotcha.
feed my kids.
I didn't use any creep. There are just 2 swarms.
I have bug swarms.
Oh, word.
I have spider swarms. They're not painted, but I'll get them painted now.
Well,
Just
for spider swarms,
How many do you need?
Just 2.
Okay. Whoa.
Oh my God,
that's
Stephen!
real brick.
Oh my!
Yeah, that really hurt.
Is your leg broken?
That's really, really hurt against that real brick.
Let's cast detect magic on those bricks to see if they are real.
There you go.
Steven
I'll paint
is
him
not
now.
on camera because he's bleeding from his broken
Oh, that
leg.
hurt. Here you go. They're just metal
Those
boys.
just look like little lasagnas right now.
Alright, 2 sentient lasagnas are coming at y'all. And it's not...
I love lasagnas and hate Mondays.
Actually...
I'm gonna paint those boys now. Just
God,
so
it's hot AF down here.
Well, you're in a hoodie. Can I have the rest of your beer?
So this is
I'm not
just...
gonna share it. I just want the rest.
This is to signify that it is up on the wall.
Okay, got it.
That one. That one, actually, this one clearly dashed to get right here. Actually, it dashed to get right where Anarchy is. It can... They're just, I mean, through your legs, over the walls, all of these just legs and a small little cacophony of tiny little ticks just as, I mean, just spiders surround you.
Little baby spiders?
I mean, regular sized spiders. They're not giant spiders, but they are like... And actually, it's all sorts. Like, some are that big, some are this big, some are just a continually tiny.
Some are like the big hairy tarantula kind, right?
Are you
And some
afraid
of those
of
like
spiders
little
in real life?
spindly boys.
Well, no,
I hate
that's
the
baby.
spider.
I used to be really afraid of spiders, and then I just started reading about all of the different kinds of spiders in Virginia. That way I could identify them and like know my enemy a little better, and now I feel better about it.
I need everybody to roll initiative,
Sure.
please.
All right, now you're talking.
All right, Elvin.
20.
Nice. Hildegard.
21.
Wow.
I do 14 and 7 for Anarchy.
Okay.
Do impressions?
I mean, you probably heard the one
Not
I
any
just
good.
All right.
Not very well.
Hildegard, it is your go. As these are kind of now coalescing into a form and a shape that looks almost vaguely humanoid.
Oh,
as they're
no.
just like on top of each other, and it's like a gaping mouth is all spiders is opening up to you.
Word.
This
man.
is actually Andrew's worst nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
One day, Andrew's like, "Sir, are you okay?" Just spiders.
Can I attack with a longsword with them?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can definitely attack.
I assume that's a hit. Unless
20.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
they're wearing like
They're wearing heavy armor.
It was a 19.
2,
6.
6. Thanks.
Which one did you attack? This
Yeah,
one?
which one?
Yeah, that one.
That one. So as you slash through, you definitely know that you've connected, and that you can tell by the feeling on your sword that you cut through a fair amount. You also understand that just due to the nature of how many of them there are, it didn't do nearly as much damage as you thought. And in fact, it might have done like half of what you thought.
Oh my god.
Because they just form,
They're like when you leave Jello out in the sun.
Yeah,
They
Andrew,
just
have you
get-
seen that video of like all the daddy long legs in the shed that just scatter? You know what I'm talking about? You seen that video?
Yeah.
I'll find it for you so you can watch
Yeah,
it
just
before you
send it to
before you
me.
head out.
Oh, you know what? Actually, like, tie me to a chair and make me watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, make sure you hold my eye.
To get you over the fear.
Right.
Okay, Elvin, it is now your go.
I think Elvin's just gonna pull out his scimitar and
Can I really have it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You weird
Okay,
ass.
which ones are you gonna swing at?
Thank you.
the one that's Hildegard just
Okay, gotcha.
swing on. How's a 14?
Good. That's it.
Nice. It's a 4 slashing.
Cool, you did too.
I
Are you
mean,
saying cool like it actually is?
you scrape the scimitar kind of down, and again, like it's slicing through, but even as, you know, it parts where your blade is, it just kind of closes again behind it. Killian.
Killian will. Sorry, are they on the ground in the same square as Anarchy? She's flying above them?
Yeah, she's flying above them.
Then I think Killian will. Ooh, pretty far along as it is. Yeah, he'll try to help them with the one that they're focusing on and
Got
try
it.
to shock and grasp it. But he's gonna hold his action so he can get advantage with Anarchy. Zaniki's
Yeah,
next.
yeah,
Hold
I
his
gotcha.
action until she does the help action.
She, in fact,
Starts looking at him.
is going to town. Like
Does she
you've
want to
seen.
eat them?
Oh,
She's not effectively doing damage, but I mean, she flies directly into a somewhat amorphous head, and it's just.
yep. Just eating up. You see legs out
Yeah.
of her beak. Alright, and he will try to zap. 19.
Definitely.
Zoom. How's 2 look?
2. Got it.
How's the lightning do on him?
It seems like the lightning does just fine. I mean, it hits and it makes, it seems it's more difficult for it to kind of form back. Mm-hmm. It was more like the low damage was more like, it just was hard to hit this kind of like, and you caught the side, but I mean, it was effective for
Smells
sure.
like burning spiders.
Yes.
It's a new perfume by Castle Neck, Burning Spiders.
Okay.
Buy our new scent.
Oh, we're done.
We're gonna start with this
Let's
one.
talk to.
We'll start lowest two. Okay, attacking you. Let's see. A ton of them, it kind of falls into you,
That's all.
and they scatter, but you feel these legs, but then you feel like just fangs, like all these small pinches.
Ooh.
Gets you.
Let me think about that. Yeah. Nothing I can do about that one. God. Oh God.
You take 7 points of damage as they scatter across you and are just.
Oh yeah. I mean, he'd be like, God, get them off me!
Question: do
Yeah.
temporary hit points? Is it a long rest or a short rest?
It's still a long rest.
Oh, that's a good question. Tight. Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
you
it
still
is.
got them.
Okay. Cool.
It's still a long rest. They're depleted.
You're
or
right.
Replaced.
Thank you. They are depleted, but they did help. Thank you.
Okay. This one is. Actually, I think they're fairly. These ones are going to be on either one of you. So you're going to be low. You're going to be high. Sweet. So this one right here is essentially does the same thing. I mean, it
Yeah, I got it.
forms out. Got it. I won't harp on it. Also got you.
Describe it to him in depth again.
It is exactly what happened to Killian. Oh, you know what? That was one too many, so I'm gonna re-roll these and then take the lowest here, okay? Because I rolled too many in my hand. That was weird. I'm gonna take
Whatever you
away.
wanna do. Or just reroll.
I'm gonna take away the 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do that for now. That was. You take 9 points of damage though. That's how many I need. Yep, and they are just kind of swarming around you all. Hildegard, it is your go.
I will try with my longsword.
Okay.
That's all I got. 9.
Afraid not.
I will try again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just like batting spiders with your longsword, the flat of
10.
the blade.
10.
Yep.
This time you manage to try to kind of turn the blade a little bit as you get halfway and slam some against the wall, and you just hear the as you kind of turn again. Elvin.
And I'm just gonna swing on again. I ain't turning into a wolf. I don't know.
Although I have seen Maisie go after spiders.
That's true.
It's pretty effective.
That's the only reason I would ever want a cat. To kill bugs for me. Scimitar against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
Got it.
18. For 5.
They are, as you're kind of digging, the kind of mass is sinking down as dead ones are falling off, and it's just kind of Killian.
though I know it is the more effective tactic to go after the... Ooh, this is the one that attacked me? The one
That is the
we've
one that attacked you.
Okay,
yeah.
the one that's getting smaller? Okay.
Yes.
In that case, yeah. Then as he's just like, he's gonna call on magic missiles and like have like arc back around to just strike them since
Okay.
it's so precise. He's gonna do 2 on the one that's on him, and then he'll send the third over to the other one.
Got it. So just tell me which goes where.
Okay.
Do you roll for the 3 separate ones?
You know what? That's been hotly debated because most AoE spells you're supposed to just roll a single time for stuff, but there's no real clear answer on whether you roll
Because
all the magic missiles.
why would all the missiles roll a different damage?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm cool to do it however we do it. I like rolling a pile of dice, but I can also roll 1 for all 3 missiles. It's literally like there's debates on it on forums.
Well, I mean, I guess we can decide right here. I guess I thought, to me, each die was a missile.
Yeah, that's the way I've always...
That's always what's been in my head.
Well, that makes sense too, and that's how it's always been. But when I think about it, it's like, why would I shoot out 3 missiles going...
Yeah.
If they're supposed to be like super precise.
Devin just said he's always done 1. I know different groups do differently, so I'm willing to do whatever we want to do.
We can go ahead and make a vote as a group.
All right.
Right here.
Well, I'm down to die, so...
I pass on my vote because I really don't.
I like... Fistfuls of dice are always more fun.
Just do
And that's also a more effective magic missile spell. Magic missile is a pretty key.
Well, actually, you have a better average with more dice, but you have a less chance of doing max damage. Because if I roll 1 die and get a 4, then I just did 15 damage. Getting 15 damage on 3 dice is going to be very rare. So this is gonna veer towards the average damage.
Yeah, but I'm saying
This one's gonna
splitting
be-
it though, right? If you're splitting 1, because it's doing the same amount of damage to each.
No, the idea is the way it kind of reads is you roll 1 die and each missile does that damage. So I'm shooting 3 missiles, 2 missiles there, 2 missiles or 1 missile there.
Yeah.
And I would do 2 times 5 on the one and 1 times 5 on the other. Does that make sense?
No, man, you lost me.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, so I'm shooting 3 missiles, right? Ignore the 3 dice. 3 missiles.
3
coming
missiles
out.
are happening.
And do I roll damage with 1d4 to determine the damage of each missile? Meaning, if I rolled a 5, each one of those 3 missiles hits for 5 damage.
I see what you're saying.
Versus if I roll a 1, each one of those missiles hits for 2 damage.
Got
Versus
it.
if I roll this for
All
each
3.
missile, then I have to do math and add it all up. So I'm kind of okay either way. I don't hate the idea of rolling a single die.
I don't know. I like a fistful of dice.
It feels good, but it also for the spell feels wrong. Because it's like, if you have, in the magic missile spell, it's missiles that don't miss. It's
Yeah.
like the red turtle shell, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the red
Yeah.
turtle shell.
And like if you have the car with the 3 spinning red turtle shells, they're all gonna hit, and they're all gonna hit for the same thing.
Or you can look at it like 3 heat-seeking missiles that are going to hit their target, but maybe
No.
they'll hit it in a different
All
spot.
right,
Like
so
actual turtle
we
shells.
tend to play rules as written. I think that's we try to be as close to rules as written as possible. Jeremy Crawford tweeted, "Rules as written, you roll 1 damage die per the
Alright.
rules on page 196. Rules as intended, it doesn't matter. You choose.
Well, then 1 die.
1 die it is. 1 die in Bangkok
One
makes a...
banana cream pie.
Who else? All right, come on 4. I guess it is nice you get that higher max damage potential. So 10 damage there, 5 damage there. 10 damage on the one that was already hurt.
On the one that's already hurt, these missiles just plow into it, and the force is so quick, it's immediately like silhouettes of dead spiders on the ground. Like, still like...
Legs twitching.
Yeah, I mean, it's immediately just... The other curls around. In fact, you pull your hand around and send it into the wall, and it's directly in the center, kind of hits before the form goes back over it.
All right.
Wasn't Magic Missile debated on the Adventure Zone as far as rolling too? I
think it
remember
was,
that.
yeah,
What
it
did
was.
they land on?
I don't remember. They didn't play D&D very well at all. I liked it, don't get me wrong.
I'm
But
flipping that
they
second
missed so
edition.
many rules. I would just be like cringing.
Oh
from
man,
inside.
I cringed whenever the dwarf took poison damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I like that we play rules as written. I know a lot of DMs are like, who cares? Just figure it out and move on. I actually like that we take the time to figure out the rules on stream. Not saying we want to have a 30-minute debate,
No.
but I like when we
though.
come to consensus. Just
Well,
a
yeah,
quick-
especially when we have people in chat that don't play very often and
Yeah.
they watch streams to
I value doing
watch
doing
D&D.
it right.
Yeah.
So is this one dead?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't.
Take a
make
look at that.
clear.
It'll be fun to paint. It's just a bunch of little spiders.
You gotta paint it red and tan for lasagna.
No.
Oh yeah, that is a lot more terrible up close than a shiny.
What does Anarchy do?
Anarchy, yes,
on that.
Anarchy will fly over to these, start pecking and chomping at them, and give Hildegard the help action.
Thanks.
Hildegard knows what's up.
Yeah.
She does, but I don't.
Yeah, she hits harder than you do, so.
All right, Elbin.
No,
They continue to.
Oh,
They kind of move around your feet in the walls and come in with what's almost like the form of humanoid arms.
That'll do
Gets you.
just fine.
actually rolls as written as one die.
I'm afraid. You take 12 damage.
Okay, I
Well, I'm on the
want to
ground.
inspire Steven for taking that time to read those rules before just wanting to have the satisfaction of a handful of.
I already have one. You know, I'll just spend it next turn.
Oh, you just
Spend
give it to
next
me.
roll.
I'm afraid not.
Hold on to it. But thank you. You spent yours.
We put it in the charter.
We have. I will give you an inspiration for even being so considerate about giving me one that I can't have.
And also knowing D&D rules.
Yes. Good call on that one. So you're down, huh?
Afraid so.
Die.
Oh, you're down?
Should have been a wolf.
When's your initiative?
After you.
Oh, I don't want to have to heal you.
Well, you're gonna have to sometime. I'm afraid.
Healing.
Okay, well, Hildegard, you see these spiders just kind of have these almost forms like arms just hit Elbin, crawl over him, the bites, and in pain, I mean, he just falls and hits the
What if
ground.
Andrew died to spiders? Ugh, that'd be messed up.
Be fitting.
Longsword.
Do it.
So we'll feel a little better than that.
8.
That's a 12.
A 12? Yeah. I'm gonna tell you just barely.
7.
Okay, you start sweeping them off of him with the broadside of your sword, just broadsword. And some slam against the wall.
Don't make fun of me for having to repeat and
Yeah, we got a thing going now.
It's a thing. It's established. I don't make
save?
fun of you. Yes, a death save, please, my dude. I'm afraid that's one failed death save. You guys all each have a healing potion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2.
2, yes, you do. Alright, Killian.
Alright, I will. I'm gonna try to. I can't heal, so I'm gonna try to zap these spiders. I'm gonna reach out and shock and grasp them.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, sweet. Alpice Cobb.
I got a 15. I think that's it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, and then big 1 lightning damage. He'll back up to here and he'll just shout like, Hildy, get him up! I'll take care of him!
Okay, Anarchy.
She will, in fact, take the dodge action and kind of swoop around them, trying to catch their attention.
Gotcha.
Rather than distracting, she's like flying in the middle of them, trying to
Yeah, I got it.
pull them to her.
I think it works, my dude. So they will attack Anarchy. What's that armor class?
Disadvantage because she took dodge.
That's right. Is it
Oh,
10?
I think it's 12.
12. Okay. No. They
Tight.
Anarchy, you can see, goes from that, spreads out, and it's almost a supernatural like caw that it makes, and kind of just is floating maybe 3 feet away, and you can see them all trying to envelop. Her wings are beating too fast for them to attack. Sweet. But yes, it's abyss style again, like it just kind of pushes out.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool.
All right, Hildegard.
I will lay on hands for 5 for Hildon.
Thanks.
Welcome. Didn't expect anything
Elvin,
else.
for a few moments, as you're down, you feel hands on your throat. And as you're there, you see him, the one you lived with, hands on your throat. But then, like it's a simple illusion, Hildegard's face pushes through, and the hands are now on your chest. And you wake up into a dark corridor with burning cobwebs, and clearly, you hear Anarchy squawking and just, and you can see Killian back just, and that's what happens. But you are up, my friend, prone, but awake.
Unpronified. How's the swarm of spiders looking?
Still pretty good.
Man, I really don't want
As it's shrinking, though, you kind of understand that clearly the more damage it takes, they just can't make those kind of, like, swarms to hit as hard. There's just not enough of them. The choice is yours.
feels risky. Yeah, okay, so I will swing
Take a risk.
for 12.
You hit.
For 9.
For 9 damage?
Well, half dice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you absolutely. You hit with your scimitar? Yeah. You now turn it, hold your hand on the other end, and just
Smashing.
Yeah.
And then I will
I hate
bonus
that.
action healing potion.
You didn't like
Which
it?
has a gross sound.
I forget every time.
2d4
2d4 plus 2.
I know.
Just roll one.
Lit all over it, ready to attack. She knows because she made them.
I did. I will cook you a healing potion.
7.
Another day.
Yeah, 12.
Kill
There's no
him.
way they can do 12 damage.
You see Hildegard put her hands directly on Elvin's chest and him and breathe for a moment. As she does, her hair kind of glistens more, her eyes, there's a moment where it's just, and he is up and immediately just smashing. It's your go.
Cool. I think Killian will just shout like, "Oh, good girl, Anarchy! Keep on him!" And then he'll hold his action until she can help.
Gotcha.
Cast the firebolt.
And she immediately knows, and as soon as they've almost like started to envelop her, she just breaks out and is kind of diving around.
Pretty sure that's a hit. For 4 damage, fire damage, if that matters.
The fire streaks across the wall and just burns a swath of them. There's so few left. They're just trying to kind of form and they're jumping around. They are, though, still alive. I actually think they're going to attack Anarchy, though. She did not take the dodge action, though.
That's a definite hit. She's dead. She has 1 hit point.
They, as Anarchy
Oh,
is...
she has 8.
Oh my god, yes.
She has 8
Anarchy has 8 hit points.
Okay.
Let's do
That
good there.
That's
That's so wild.
She feels like a bear. She's tough.
She has 2 hit points left. They
That's
envelop her, and you can tell that she's, making essentially pain, but manages again to kind of sweep them off and fly forward. But, for a moment, the wing is heavy, but she's up.
That's so awesome.
Hildegard, it is your turn.
Is Aniki gonna be flying, so I can
you can
be
definitely
adjacent.
occupy
Okay.
that spot.
I think she's tiny also, so she doesn't take up a space or something if I remember.
Definitely hit.
Rules for
Tight.
that.
I'm gonna roll a matching D8
Do it.
for maximum matches.
Maximum matching, minimum damage.
What's the total though?
That's a 5.
So 2.
You take your sword, step up past Aniki, and do the same. And now you push your shield into it too, and just it's disgusting
Yep.
as just like spider guts, thoraxes are just killing, and you just and the remaining spiders, which aren't many, go into cracks in the walls, and the room is quiet.
Nice use of thorax.
Yeah,
Spiders, man. Guess we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back. So hang around for 10 minutes, chill. We will be back. There's some dope stuff in here.
Sweet.
entertaining everyone. We are back. Whew. Swarms of spiders. Pretty rough, especially for Elbin, as they nearly killed him. But luckily, Hildegard has the power to heal. And she did.
You're welcome.
Yeah, together you did it. You laid down a lot of magical damage. Anarchy was distracting, drawing them, and was able to survive to the help of Elbin. You guys are synergized. And now you're in a hallway with burnt cobwebs, dead spiders all over the place.
What's the deal with the person sitting at the end?
You come upon the person, and they are clearly dead. It's a dead half-elf. Let me tell you.
With the half-elf, is it easy to tell if they're young or old? They only age, like, slightly slower than humans, right?
The body is heavily decomposed. I think you would kind of roll medicine, please. You can all do it if you want to.
I'm proficient in it.
Yeah, do it.
Me too.
I didn't roll that great. I got a 10.
Got an 11.
6.
Okay. You know though too, like this is heavy, decomposition. It's got like rotting leather armor. Probably due to the seal of the trapdoor, it decomposed slowly. But you also know that apparently this adventurer went missing 20 years ago. It's years of decomposition. You can mostly, I just think for you too, you can kind of easily tell. You're like, I don't know, the bone structure and some of the things. You're like, that's a half elf.
What, was Amelia a human?
Was a human, yeah.
Okay.
Only kind of got a vague description that she had like dark hair and things like that. She was slender, had dark hair.
Hats. She's
Good.
I think she's fine.
What's
I
the
choose
ground?
to believe.
What's the ground made of?
Stone.
Oh.
In the, it's got an armor and cloak. It's just rusting. It's got a rusted short sword, and it does have in the other hand, it's like a short sword here, and then a couple lockpicks.
Like a rogue would have, like trying to...
It looks... Yeah, well, just lockpicks, like almost thieves' tools lockpicks.
You
Yeah.
said that they're rusted?
The picks seem like they're rusted, but they're okay. The swords would be usable, but it's rusted.
Can I take the like lock-picking tools off of her?
Yeah, for sure.
Her, him.
It's a her.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're still like just, I don't know, the way, like the hairs that are there and that are left. You're like, yeah. There is a belt pouch too that does have some gold in it. Should you want to take it?
Killian would.
Yeah. It is, you would effectively find...
Hey, did we write down our last?
No, and it was 17. You might have to make it 18 so we can all get 6.
Yeah, it can be 18 then.
Yeah.
That...
Since
Yeah, it can be 18 then, yeah. The rest of the hall was unfortunate.
It was actually copper and worthless, so
Was it worthless?
I'm not gonna hear it from y'all.
Yeah, there's 32 gold in here. In the pouch, essentially.
Okay.
You might make it 33.
Sure, yeah.
How much gold do I have now?
Plus 17 from where you were at. I really think gold should always be easily divisible.
It is in real life.
Unless you're playing BFRPG, in which case not only is it not divisible, you have to track the weight.
Oh, my sweet baby. Castle Mac Raven has dropped 100 bits.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, someone just noticed my shirt. Yeah, I accidentally opened chat. Sorry. Steven got me the shirt after he killed my character the last time.
I did.
She says she's watching outside and adding in her own cicadas.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good.
It's impossible to tell how this person died. The armor has chinks in it. You're like, I don't know, that one didn't look like it went through. Mostly seems like...
I mean, a body that's that decomposed, it's hard to tell how they died unless it's a visual, like a...
blunt force trauma to the head, just like caved in.
They're decapitated or...
Could have been the spiders.
That could have been me.
We wouldn't let it be.
With the spiders, I'm surprised there's decomposition at all.
I thought the same. I suppose they already sucked it dry. Just left the husk. Well, should we try the door? It's against the door, right?
Yeah, no, and it's sitting kind of right next to you. You could easily open the door. You don't have to, like, kick it over or anything.
Killian will try to open the
Before
door.
we do that, I'm guessing we're not. What's our short rest rule?
2 between long rests, so we got 1 left. You did get pretty wrecked, so...
I mean, I'm at less. Or, no,
You're at full health.
I'm at 12.
What's your full?
22.
Oh.
Well,
22.
well, it would be. Oh, so I can't get back.
You can't get back there temporarily.
So it's actually out of 15 then. So never mind, we're good. I'm at 12 and 15.
Yeah, once temporary's gone, I can't come back.
So it's like temporary.
Oh, Fidel. 104. Thank you for dropping 100 more bits, y'all.
Thank
We're getting,
you.
we're getting close. If I haven't mentioned, every 500 bits is Divine Favor, which is a reroll. Players can reroll a roll or make me reroll a roll. So thank y'all. They're getting ever closer. So you push through the door.
Yep.
Okay. It is a strange sight. In the middle of the room, covered in dust, are 2, like, almost couches, upholstered furniture that are kind of facing each other, and there's like a small table in between. Looks like a sitting room. But the light from the coin catches. The walls are gray stucco. But within the stucco, this room is filled with eyes that all clearly focus on the door as you walk through. And if you take a step through, they all... the pupils all follow.
I don't...
What else is in the room? Couches, 2 couches, a table. What about other doors?
There's actually, yes, there is a door going forward, and I'm sorry, there's a door to the west as well.
Which way is west?
I don't know, you got the compass right there.
I got the definite.
So a door to the north and a door to the west. Yeah, the eyes don't... I don't know. Well,
Are all the irises the same color?
why don't you go ahead and make a perception check for me, please? No, they are not, but if you're going through and looking, I would love it if you made a perception check.
I will too.
I rolled a 10.
14.
Bad.
He rolled a natural 2.
Okay. No, you see this room, they look like the same as any eyes. There's just multiple colored
Not the
eyes.
same, like from the same person.
Yeah, it's clearly not all the same eye.
Are they holes that are like drilled in the stone or cut in the stone, or are they sort of on the surface of it?
They look like they are kind of from within the stone, but you don't see any drill marks necessarily, so...
Do they seem to need to blink?
They do not blink.
Alright, well.
I mean, if you want to more closely inspect, you can.
I do.
Okay. You got it. How do you closely inspect it?
I get really close to it and stare at it with my eye.
Yeah, it just stares back at you.
If I blink, does it blink?
It can blink.
Okay, no eyelids.
No eyelids.
Okay.
Just a room full of lidless eyes.
Killian will shudder a little bit. He will take out the ever-smoking flask, pop the cork, and just set it in the middle of the room. Just so they can't look at us.
Okay. Go ahead and make one more perception check since you decided to investigate further right before you do the bottle.
I don't know why I looked. I know it's a +0. No, it's a 1.
Definitely not. Just creeps you out.
For sure.
You set it down on the table.
Yep.
The little side table.
That's exactly what
And
I do.
It starts to fill up. So you could either go north or you've got a way to go to the west.
Do the doors look the same?
They do. They do. They kind of look the same as like that front door on the tower, just, kind of nicely carved wood and banded iron and intricate designs.
Well, either door is as good as the other, I suppose. There's no point deliberating. I'll just open the west door and go.
Okay, open the west door. Okay, let's go ahead and draw what you see.
Given the opportunity, I don't want to forget that flask. If we walk back through that room, he would grab it.
Got it.
Should we use this opportunity to talk about anything?
Go ahead. You volunteering?
No, I was volunteering you.
I think Elvin would be... Hildegard, where did you get your abilities? You brought me back.
Well, it's a little bit hard to explain. I'm not sure I know exactly yet. I do know that I'm on my way to take an oath for being a paladin.
What are you swearing an oath to?
Just to the idea of the ancients.
Don't know the ancients.
Don't either.
I hope I can meet them too.
I like it. You guys go down a narrow, small hallway. And there's about a 3-foot high circular stone pool. The water is putrid. You can smell it already.
Is it magical? Actually, were the eyes magical?
Has it been 10 minutes?
It's an hour. Less than an hour.
The eyes were magical.
How could they not be?
Yeah, sure. Transmutation. I don't know. It could be a stone eye monster. I don't know. I don't know D&D.
It's twofold. It's transmutation and necromantic.
He probably kept that to himself.
Got it.
If it's necromantic, does that mean that they're someone else's eyes?
Probably. Undead. What about the pool?
The pool, as you're kind of stepping up and looking, you don't see any magic, but as you're looking, you do see what looks like kind of the silhouette of a figure at the bottom of it. With that, the water just whoosh, comes up and immediately almost looks like it's a snake of some sort made of pure water. I need everybody to roll initiative. Set that right in the.
Oh, Finger Boy.
Boy.
Yeah, finger boy.
Finger Boy's back.
Finger boys in town.
Okay, where are we at, Albin?
15.
Okay, Hildegard.
I forgot. Can I roll again? I'm sorry.
That's fine.
8.
Okay. Killian.
27 for me. 15 for Anarchy.
And what were you?
15.
Anakin goes after you. You are there. Actually, y'all can still choose with that if you want. Who will go first?
Doesn't matter to me.
I guess it'd be better if Anarchy goes first, right? Well, if he goes before Hildegard, that's fine.
Anarchy should go as close to Killian's initiative as possible, in my opinion.
I'll back that. I'll second that to make it easy.
Okay. All right. Well, Killian, as this kind of serpentine water just comes immediately out of the pool, and then you notice as it's kind of coming up, you're closest, Hildegard, that the color of the water almost changes, and like some of the it looks filthier underneath almost, but it just pulls up.
All right. Yeah, I think Killian would just watch out! Hit it with a firebolt. Yeah, he'll hold his turn until Anarchy can go help adjacent.
Okay. Gotcha. Hildegard, you are closest. So it's gonna attack you.
Oh, we're at Divine.
Oh, well.
Oh, I missed it. Stump!
Oh,
The main man Stump!
Stump! Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Raven, Fidel. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, there is one.
These 100% brick walls do look amazing tonight.
They do.
Yeah, it's the moonlight.
We
The
are
moonlight is-
outside in our courtyard.
You can hear the cicadas.
It's a clear night here at Castle Mac. No clouds.
This just kind of snake-like creature tries to form around you and start to constrict, and you're able to just kind of push it off and dodge out of it, and it would look like it would make a hissing sound as a snake would, but it doesn't. You just hear water dripping.
I have a few questions.
Okay.
Is it clear like water?
Yes.
I can see through it.
Yes. In fact, you get that once when it was in water, I mean, it's completely invisible if it wants to be.
Okay. So it's invisible, so it doesn't have a face.
Correct.
It doesn't. Okay. That's all my questions.
All right. Got it. Okay.
I reserve the right to ask more later.
Anarchy will fly up and offer me assistance, and I will kind of grab Hildy's shoulder, push her to the side, and sling a firebolt past her.
Got it.
Just so I don't like burn your hair or something.
Appreciate it. It's in a top knot.
That's a 21.
Yeah, absolutely.
7.
This water snake is wearing invisible plate armor.
As it hits, some of it does steam off, but you do get that that firebolt was not
Yeah,
nearly
I
as
thought that might
effective.
be the case, but...
Elvin.
So mechanically, a weapon attack isn't always like an actual weapon, right?
What do you...
For a frost-
specific question?
Frostbite gives disadvantage on the next weapon attack, but I know one of the beasts we were fighting had a weapon attack, even though
Even natural weapons are weapons.
Yep.
Right.
What it wouldn't do is anything for like a fire breath or an ability.
So basically melee anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will.
Although I think there's one, like when you do an unarmed strike, it specifically does not say melee weapon attack, it says melee attack. Because you can't, like...
Then maybe that's the case. I don't know.
No, but in this case, yeah, I think it's just that.
Yeah,
Almost
okay.
every other thing I've
Yep.
seen, yeah. I was just looking it up the other day.
Cool.
But it would
Yes.
be frostbite. So if I did frostbite, there'd be no disadvantage or anything, right? Because that's just a check. So 13 con save.
Just a 13 con save?
Yeah.
Gotcha. You... And it just... seems like it's that slushy kind of ice where it's just started moving a bit slower.
Can't quite fit through a straw.
It's cold anyways.
It'll be 5 damage and disadvantage on the next weapon attack.
Gotcha. Hildegard.
I will attack it with my sword because that's all I know.
That sword and board pally life.
That's a 1. I'm gonna try again. You're in jail.
The one doesn't get it.
Thanks. I wasn't sure, so I'm glad that you
It's got
did
kind of cute.
definitively.
One doesn't. Coming on.
8 and 4,
12.
12.
Actually, I'm afraid that you go to swing and you just... It hits the water It doesn't find the purchase necessary, and it just slides through. Like it wasn't quite enough to hit. Killian.
All right, having seen the firebolt not be that effective, his eyes will roll back in his head for a second, and he'll feel Anaki's talons, and he will cast a shocking grasp through her, spinning her. And I think mechanically, I could wait to use her to also give me advantage. I'm just not gonna worry about that right now. I'll cast the shocking grasp. That would be a 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep, big one.
Okay.
Usual cantrip damage.
So her claws dig in, and you see electrical just lightning. It can't quite make it through the ice as fast.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Magical ice slowed down the electricity. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna give it a roll for this. Anarchy is gonna be 1, or gonna be low, and you're gonna be high because it just got hit with some shock. Got you. It does not. It again tries to kind of constrict you, but you manage to put up your shield and kind of push it back to the water before it can wrap around you.
She will do the help action for Hildegard.
Got it.
Swooping around it, pecking at it,
Just
harassing.
just kind of strafing down this strange bit of water. Weird, if you will. Weird water.
It is weird water to
A
be
water
behaving
weird.
this way. I just realized that's supposed to be a bucket on the bottom. I was like, cool, I don't have to paint these, but that's a bucket.
Oh.
It's coming out of a bucket.
No, it's a finger boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is a finger boy, but it's a bucket finger boy.
Elvin.
I will frostbite again.
Okay. Con save, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Could make him re-roll it if you want to. I say we burn them as we get them.
No.
I hate ending when we have one. I
Yeah,
hate
but he could get a crit.
it. I don't care. Do it.
God, fine. I hope
Roll
the
it.
crit's
Come on,
you.
I hate ending
I
on
hope the
left.
crit is on
I
you.
would
That's
think
all
we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
Spin
say.
them as we go.
Made it.
Way to go,
Sorry,
stupid.
Stump and Raven and Fidel Castro.
Okay. Hildegard. Advantage.
A little more.
Ooh.
9? Is 9 gonna do it?
No,
Okay.
it will not. You are trying to swing, and it's strange. Since you're the closest there, it doesn't quite take on your form, but it seems to be mirroring your movements. As you shift, it shifts.
Yuck.
Kill him.
Okay. Yeah, Killian is going to do the same and cast Shocking Grasp through Anaki's talons.
Gotcha.
23.
Yeah.
Pretty sure 23
Are you sure?
got it. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. 4.
Okay.
And no reactions.
Got it. She digs those claws in and just, again, does like a dive, strafes it, and just...
Like an electric phoenix bird.
Yes. Okay.
University of Phoenix bird.
Attacks you again, Hildegard. Doesn't.
No disadvantage.
Well, either way, you rolled double 10s, but it would have attacked normal.
That's right. Didn't have it. Again, you're kind of holding him back, and you two are just going back and forth with each other. Anarchy will give the
Help action to Hildy.
Elbin.
I'm just gonna keep frostbiting.
Okay. Failed.
Now you're talking.
1 frosty boy.
5 damage.
That's been some good frosty damage.
Yeah.
It's a Wendy's frosty.
There's just electricity going throughout it. You can see the lightning sparks, and it's part of it's are frozen and it's falling, melting, and getting reabsorbed. Hildegard.
He's a mess.
10.
Wow. You
Wow.
are awful at rolling dice tonight.
I've tried every set. I've tried every die.
Are just you and this water weird are just in a stalemate of
Shit.
of you go to swing, it anticipates it, it goes to try to constrict you, and you manage to put up your shield in time. So you two are just locked in this battle that's it's
never gonna end.
It's not going anywhere.
It's never gonna end.
You guys can leave now. This is Hildegard's new life.
Yeah.
This is the combat music now.
I live here now.
Kill it.
I will, in fact, cast a shocking grasp through Anaki's talons.
Whoa.
That would be a 12, my dude.
Right now, man.
What's the big idea?
I'll spin mine.
What's the big idea?
That is
How about a
for
22?
sure.
Better. So 23.
7 shocking damage.
Ooh.
Hello?
Anarchy almost completely submerges, and as she flies through, you just see electricity just as she dives out the other side.
Sweet.
Okay. It did fail last time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It did. Anarchy this time.
Hold on.
Did not. Tries to wrap around Anarchy, and she's just too fast. Anarchy.
She will help Hildy.
Okay. Elvin.
Someday Hildegard's gonna get another hit.
Just gonna do it again, another con save.
Got it. Did not make it.
Oh, yes. 6.
Nice.
How, my dude, does this water weird die?
I think just turns into pure ice and then just shatters.
Oh yeah, just the cracks. Hildegard, you see it right in front of you, just turn to ice and then...
Now you're talking.
Very good. The room grows quiet. Smoke in that time has started billowing into the room from the ever-smoking bottle in the other, so it's slowly starting to envelop the room.
Mm-hmm.
As you look in, use your light sources, you can see that it is within the pool. It's clearly the body of a small halfling in some rotting armor.
That's an unfortunate fellow. Anything magic?
Let's see. Just want to make sure. No, nothing magic.
Does he have anything with him, like a sword or a...
Yeah. You see that it's rusted chainmail, and there's a sword with it. There's clearly a belt pouch. I mean, it's only 3 feet. You could certainly put your hand in there if you want to.
I wouldn't stick my hand in there.
One, two.
Likely to get
Die of
disease.
diseases.
As you look up at the ceiling, there's a circle that matches the exact pool itself. And again, it's a painted eye this time. But now, painted within it, you see cities kind of going around the pupil and then stars beyond that. Just painted though.
I mean, I think, Killian would be like, oh, what do you think that means? I think he's going to be pulling out his spell book and sketch it down a little bit.
You initially noticed it because the way it reflects it, once the water was still, you could see the eye.
Does the reflection in the pool look any different than the painting when you look at it?
For a moment, it feels like the eye blinks because of the ripples of the water, but not necessarily. You detected magic. You didn't necessarily detect anything. You didn't. But it still gives you that feeling of what if, though.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Killian would stare at it for a while. Like, that is some craftsmanship.
So all that was in this room is just the pool with the dead halfling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nothing else, no other doors.
No other doors. And as you're standing here now, you're kind of furiously trying to sketch as the smoke is.
I mean, I think I'd be like, Elvin, can you get that bottle? I didn't want the eyes staring at us, but I think we've filled the whole fucking place.
All right.
Are you coming with me?
Yeah. I'll just be right. Just 1 second.
I would push past him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Alvin would look to make sure Hildegard was coming.
I think he'd be doing the thing like, yep. I'm coming. Just trying to stall.
Why don't you two make a perception check as you head back into the room?
How's a 4?
How's a 16?
Wait, sorry, 7.
I think that'll do it.
Better than any of my attack rolls?
Yeah.
Okay.
You come, kind of marching back in, and you're looking for the bottle, and it's easy because you can see the smoke moving. It's clearly headed back out into the corridor. The door to the north, you can see it seeping kind of
Under the door?
But you also see the similar thing on the eastern wall.
Oh,
In the
like with the door
center.
that's not there?
It's clearly going under the wall.
I'll say, Elvin, look at that. The smoke is going under the door, but you can't see a door there. It must be invisible.
It's invisible to us, at least.
Killian, did you see anything?
Be like, huh?
Killian, get in here.
Oh, all right. Fold it up. Like, what did I miss?
The smoke is billowing under the door here that we can see, but across the room, it's going under a door we cannot see.
Oh, of course. Secret doors. A wizard specialty.
I think Alvin would just put his hand on the door and see, or where the...
Like at this point, I think that Hildegard is getting like so fed up with his like just. Okay.
Question then.
I almost died. We all almost died, and you're sketching eyeballs on the ceiling.
Oh, there's much knowledge. to
Did
be
you
gained.
cork the bottle?
Yes, we would now.
Alright.
I would. Killian would when he comes in.
You will have to wait a couple minutes for that smoke to disperse, which you can do, for sure. Do you wait for it to fully disperse?
I don't think we would.
No. Push on the door.
You push on the door?
The invisible one.
Actually, we don't. Just kidding.
53 damage each.
Do you want to change off the combat music, by the way?
Yeah.
Back to Greece.
So,
Back to combat.
Actually, he doesn't.
you start to press, and you put your hand on him. It's just a wall full of eyes, and you push as if you're trying to push where a doorknob is. And you hit an eyeball, and you can feel that liquid of the eyeball, and then it explodes on your hand.
Ugh, the sclera.
The sclera, and you get a bunch of humor on you, just acidic, aqueous humor.
Let's break yours. Yeah.
Hey.
Pretty acidic humor.
You take one piercing damage as you push it, just and blows your hand away.
But does the door open?
It does not. It's still, this room, smoke is dispersing. You can barely see.
Let's wait for the smoke to clear.
Alright, be careful.
I would start using my shield to fan.
Oh, nice. Alright, just
Use his cloak.
You, after furiously doing that, it takes a few less minutes than it typically does.
Yeah, you're welcome.
At this point, as you're looking, you can see where the exploded eye was. But then, almost right at this level, you see one eye is discolored and gray. Almost looks like it's dead.
I touch it. Try to open the door.
You touch it, and the door makes no sound as it just...
I think Killer would have a big grin on his face. It's like...
Like a wizard in a wizard's temple is just kid at a Toys R Us, may they rest in
I
peace.
think he would be like, just give me 1 second. Just quickly sketch that out.
discolored eye.
Secret door, bottle to discover secret doors. Okay. Alright, I'm ready.
Okay. You guys are headed down another kind of thin hall.
I'll get out of your way. I'm gonna tell you all the secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I will.
Look at the walkthrough.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Game FAQs real quick.
That's what I did.
Okay, you guys can head down there. So, as you get to the end of the hall and you turn this corner, there is rusty iron bars that stop, and there's a chest beyond it. Basically, this looks like it's a vault.
10 feet? Just the chest is 10 feet away?
Uh-huh.
The iron. You said it's an iron what?
Or like an iron gate, you know,
Is it
almost
like
like a
colors?
prison.
Is it locked?
It is locked. It has a lock right on it.
I would like to try to use the lock picking tools I stole from what's her name.
Good job. Okay, well, you will need to make a dexterity check. I doubt you are proficient with these tools, so it's just going to be a...
I'm actually a very honest paladin, so.
No,
I rolled a 2.
you do not. I will say for this, typically with time, I would not make you roll. They are a bit rusty. One breaks.
Why don't you let me have a try with that? Would you mind?
No. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't break into doors.
I wouldn't expect. You'd kind of look at him, inspect him. He's not proficient, right?
No,
Just,
but...
you know, get a feel for it. Think about, you know, probably some lock mechanisms that he at least had passing knowledge of. He'll try to do it next.
Okay, go for it.
Do you have an inspiration? I think you should get one just for being so...
Oh, thanks, dude. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Just a straight dex, that gives me a 13.
It did not work, but you are starting to get it. The pick did not break. The pick didn't break, and you feel like you're getting it. Go ahead and just give me another one.
Okay.
At advantage.
Okay. Just hold on a second. I'll spin this.
Okay.
I'll spin my inspiration. I want that chest. I want what's in that chest, Andrew.
My heart, you already got it.
16.
Got it.
I hate you.
You,
Is that what it
Say
is?
things you
as you are slowing down, you're being careful, you almost broke the lock. The last time you tried to turn, it didn't. You went back. You have to go all the way back through each time, and then you
Called
the tumblers.
Yeah, tumblers.
The tumblers are up, and you turn, and the padlock.
I think again, he's just like, whatever's in here should be pretty nice if a wizard's kept it behind a secret door.
Well, let's see if you have to pick the lock.
Be careful with the chest.
You be careful. You're picking the lock.
Does the chest have a lock on it?
Let me see. The chest does not have a lock on it, but have you opened the gate?
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as you open the gate,
Come on,
I
no.
need everybody to make a Constitution saving.
Nah, man.
Oh my god, I rolled a 1.
Oh my god, why did I print this character sheet this way? I can't flip it over normally. I have to flip it over vertically. Con save, huh? Okay. 18.
18? 13. Got it.
Rolled a 1.
Okay. As soon as it swings open and the chest is before you, a sound from nowhere is just... The two of you, the sound rattles through your skulls into your bones, and immediately both of you don't know why. You start hitting yourselves. You, Hildegard, just start hitting yourselves. Elbin, you take your head up against the wall and hit. Both of you take a point of damage. We're gonna go ahead and roll initiative just to get a turn order on what's happening simultaneously here.
Do I need
Okay.
to make one for Anarchy?
Yeah, you can, if you want. I'm not rolling anything. I just want to have an order.
No, I meant the con save. Okay, she got an 18 anyway. Alright, initiative for me.
11 initiative for her.
Okay. Gotcha. Where are we at?
11.
11?
18.
Okay.
26
Got it.
and 13.
Okay.
For Anarchy.
Alright. Killian, you see them I mean, Hildegard is using the hilt of her sword, just hitting herself. Elben starts just hitting his head.
Alright, I think he would shout just like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?" And I think he'll run in and, what was on the chest? Did it have a padlock?
No.
He'll run in and kick the chest open.
Yeah. Within it, you see.
Maybe that'll stop it.
You see coins. You see stones, like various nice stones. You see a couple potions. You see some scroll cases. You see
I'm sorry.
what looks like it might be a globe of some
Oh, sorry.
sort,
Globe.
Globe.
like an orb.
Globe.
Globe.
Okay, with his interact, he's gonna turn back and pull the door shut and hope it stops the sound.
It does.
Alright.
As soon as you shut the door and it closes again, the sound stops, and both of you have a cut on your head that's bleeding, and you can feel bruises already forming. You remember everything. It's not like you blacked out. You have no idea what possessed you to do this. So you're standing here like,
I think I would look up at Killian, wanting to blame him.
Yeah, he'll be like, "Are you alright? I didn't do that."
Because when something like that happens, you just want to blame the first person that would make sense. You're a wizard.
and are you on the other side of the gate? Okay.
Yeah. Be like, "Are you alright? Do you have no memory of that?"
Of course, I have a memory of that. My face hurts. I don't know why.
Memory of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they
You just
do.
said that. Yeah.
I thought you said you don't have any memory of why they hurt.
Oh,
No,
no,
we
I'm
have
sorry. They
memory.
have full memory. They just don't know what
you said it. I
possessed
just
them.
heard no memory. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Alright, I think you'd be like, "Alright, well, what we'll just have to do is hand all this stuff through the gate.
All right, let's do it then.
Can you tie this closed just in case we don't bump it open? It's a bit of leather."
I think I'd just make some little vines sprout out of the bricks.
Cool. I would go and just start hauling stuff. I would just be like, scrolls first go in my pack.
Let me add this up.
It's 23. Divide that by 3.
And I'm gonna open my character and Beyond, so I can give him my scrolls.
Oh, where does the money go and beyond?
Under equipment and then currency.
Should be a link that says up your button around the corner. You
Andrew,
can
get
just
out of my
grab a
house.
couple.
Literally, I don't want to play with you anymore.
That's not true. That's not true. Well, is it though?
No one said anything.
It's not true.
Okay. You find, essentially, with obsidian, turquoise stones, and assorted coinage, you find 200 and... Let me see.
Something
What it was.
divisible by 3.
Sure, let me just change it. You essentially find 240 gold worth of these things, so you can each have 80.
Okay.
There was a drift globe in there, but you can see that it's cracked actually, so it's non-functioning. There are 3 healing potions, and there are 3 spell scrolls actually.
Nice.
The spell scrolls you can read on the outside. There's a nice, just brass, kind of seal on each of them. Dancing Lights, Mage Armor, and Misty Step.
Hell yeah.
So y'all can divide those as you like if you want.
I mean, I'm keeping them all.
I'm taking them all.
They're all wizard spells, I think.
I don't think we need.
They are all wizard spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want all 3 of them. Just to have.
Dancing lights, mage armor, and Misty Step. I can't actually copy Misty Step yet because it's level 2.
Never mind.
Actually, I don't think I can. Dancing Light's a cantrip? Can you copy cantrips? Oh, I think you might not be able to copy it in your spellbook. You can just use it to cast. Alright.
Don't you already have dancing lights?
I have light, but you can't actually learn a cantrip that way.
Yeah, because they're just known.
Yep.
Is known.
It is known.
It is known.
Everybody knows.
That was dumb. I'm sorry.
Did you see where the gold was?
I did.
Let me just add it on my gold real quick.
It is
I
known.
know where it is.
Where?
You straight slapped him. You did the. Hey.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
a
gonna
joke.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
I have a potion of rejuvenation.
Where'd you get that?
I think we found it earlier. I have it on my character sheet.
What?
No.
Oh, no, never mind. I had smoking flask, and then I had rejuvenation. Because remember the first time?
I have a +4 cemetery.
I can tell you what, you
from
didn't
whatever.
delete that because that did not happen.
I do have 3 healing
How bad is your
potions now.
handwriting?
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
really bad.
it said smoking
It's
flask.
really pretty bad. No, it said smoking flask / rejuvenation, because when we first found it, it was in that cabinet that was rejuvenating. Rejuvenating.
Yeah, you did. You thought it was.
The healing microwave.
Yeah, it was rejuvenalizing.
Oh, I have a potion of rejuvenate. No, it says smoking flask. Sorry.
Oh, sweet, I have a Vorpal sword. Oh, no, that's just a dagger.
Yeah, your handwriting is so bad.
Yeah,
It must be tough.
Andrew's is really good.
Can I get a Vorpal dagger?
I don't think so. It has to be slashing.
I'm gonna.
Didn't you mean to get out of your way?
Don't ask me. Don't answer my dumb questions seriously.
Does that apply for whatever or just
Andrew, that doesn't apply to you. Careful.
What's it cost? 100 gold pieces per
My
spell
dice
level or
jail.
something to copy it in? It's gonna cost me 200 gold to learn Misty Step.
Yeah, because you also don't have like the specialization.
Nah, I don't have the
You
specialization.
Gave up that. Okay. Well, you guys are still in a bit of a predicament here that you do have to open that gate again.
Well,
Yeah.
we're all just gonna have to punch ourselves in the face for a second.
Alright, everybody, put something in your ears. Cover them when we open it.
I'll bind my hands while you open the gate.
You'll probably still find a way to hurt yourself.
That's true.
Just do it.
Alright, cover your ears. Bind. Pull his shamag up.
The snake?
I don't know why you guys find that so funny. It looks really cool. It looks really cool when he has it on. He would wad up some cloth,
Yep.
shove it in his ear holes.
You guys.
We
All right.
Yep.
Go for it.
Scream!
Everybody gets advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
was it con?
I will use my War Magic special to give me +4 as a reaction on the saving throw. So I have a 15.
You made it. Y'all just made it. For a second, you feel the need, and in fact, you don't do any damage. But for a second, you close your hand in the gate, and you don't know why. You pull it out. It didn't do anything. And you deliberately did not move your hand from closing it. You drag your shoulder across the wall for a second, just as you're just.
That's the real brick.
Yeah, you're just as you guys make it back to the room. No, as soon as it closes, it's good. So you
Imagine it's like when you lock your keys in the car, but you see it, like you're like, okay, let me close. Oh shit, my keys are there. Oh, why did I do that? I recognized.
God, I hate that.
Me too. All right, where
I'm
to?
fine with it.
Back to the eyeball room.
back to the eyeball room. And it's in that way they almost seem like they're waiting because they're all staring at that entrance. And as you walk and take any steps, they all.
That's a noise.
That
I'll do
big.
some Foley work.
Eyeballs won't make that noise.
Don't they?
This microphone picks up everything.
Okay.
All right, well, shall we proceed?
Reluctantly.
All right.
Heading up.
I'm pretty good
Let's
about
go
all
down
the
this
treasure. Yep, down that away.
What's in here?
First of all, as you walk in the room, you can see that there's painted murals and reliefs on the wall, and you can see that there's a big cabinet at the other side with, glass in it, like a curio.
A what?
A curio?
What's that?
Like one of those cabinets that has.
Like, if your grandma
Yeah.
has, porcelain figures,
Yep.
she's gonna have something to set them all
Yep.
in.
Oh, that's
But it's
what
all
that's
like
called?
glass on every side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a curiosity case.
You're so good
This is
with-
a curio.
Like
You're
honey nut
so-
curios, apple cinnamon curios.
Yeah,
This is the honey nut curio.
I didn't know that you knew your furniture so well.
I have many talents. As you come in here, though, everything is covered in this thick layer of dust, like heavy dust.
Like, does it seem unusual, or does it just seem that
I
this room
think that
hasn't
it does, because
been-
as you step through, huge puffs, like when you stomp on a mushroom and all the spores come out, like it's just.
like in a movie when you go into an attic and it's just like really overdone with
Motes
how
of
much dust
dust,
there is.
yeah, hanging in the air.
It is just all over. I actually need another Constitution check.
Hey, what about if I have my shamag on?
I'll give you advantage.
All right. And do you want to see what it looks like?
No
Yes.
one wants
Yeah, I want to find out that that's
it's
a real
that
word.
one. It's the blue
It's a
shamag.
shamag, like a.
Yeah.
But it's like. Does it actually look like a keffia? Or is it just like.
I don't know the difference between a shamag and a keffia.
Well, just like that design.
Furniture, shaman.
Oh, I see,
John
I
just
see.
knows it all.
Yeah, no.
Seriously.
It's just
I didn't know all this would
like
come
that.
up today.
I'm gonna buy one of those on Amazon so I can have a shamag for Killian.
I'm gonna make you a potion of rejuvenation and then just give it back to Sean.
I got a 17.
You guys are all good. I mean, the smoke, not the smoke, but the dust is just kind of
The
all.
Shimok.
Oh, the smoke.
I hate you. I don't like
Oh
you.
my god, just at the end of the night we all just start unraveling.
No, we're getting it together.
All right. Everybody roll perception though, as you're kind of coming into this room.
It's a big one.
That's a big 7.
The first 20 of the evening,
A Twanky.
I believe.
Let me tell you what you know with a Twanky. As the dust is going up, there's skirting underneath it. I'm gonna say with a 20 you know exactly what it is an instant before it happens. Methods. You're like, fucking
What?
methods.
I thought you said meth heads.
They're just cleaning, just like, oh, we gotta get this place cleaned up.
It's just that they sit up and they're like,
You gotta be Sudafed.
You got any pseudo, bitch?
y'all get me, check it out. Tight.
Like, what kind of put that in the DMG or what?
Pictures tight.
Question. Are meth heads beasts? And now that I've seen one,
Oh boy.
Like, what are their stats like?
Glow.
Okay.
They're methods.
If you-
Dust
If you
methods.
say so.
Fuck.
Wow.
I need y'all to roll initiative, especially you.
Wow. Me. Ooh. And Anarchy. Okay.
I got a 5.
Ooh. Okay. So you got a 5.
20. 30.
You can't have a 30.
20.
20, 30, 50. I'm going first.
It was like 20, comma, dirty.
20, comma, dirty. Please. My father was Mr. Dirty.
Sean, you were gonna scratch yourself. Did you hear this? You open the doors that way or against the wall.
Yes.
The Shaman, I
Oh boy.
Alright. Killian, what's your initiative?
I'm a 15 and Anaki's. trying to get
Oh shit!
It's another one of those wizard spells.
Yeah. Crown of Madness. Did you check under the deed? That's dirty with an eye. Sir, I don't have a reservation. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Oh my god.
Alright, Hildegard.
Yeah.
2 dust meth heads have come out. And they are...
Just tweaking.
Yeah, they're fucking tweaking.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh shh.
Alright.
I'm just crying now. I'm just getting emotional.
Oh, make it up.
Right, a little too. Wasn't even that funny.
It wasn't at all. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Make this uniform and then make it feel better.
I'm putting on the combat music.
Go for it.
I think it's just best if Steven just plays from outside of the courtyard now.
Yeah, man, just tell me what you want to do. Okay. Hildegard.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do to these two things, I'll show you what they look like.
Oh.
Cuties.
There's your dust method. I know you've seen other ones.
Yes. Oh, that's cool.
Alright.
Okay, I'll attack it.
Okay, which one do you want to get?
God, this one.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
9, 13.
You hit.
Oh, cool. That's great. 11 damage.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Holy dust.
It pops out of the dust and it's just like, ah! And you immediately just, and I mean, as you slice across it, dust just gets expelled from it. The room gets a little hazier. Okay. First, this one is going to go. I need you two to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh,
Nice.
critically dexterous.
15.
Yeah. There's just an inhalation of air, and then dust is just, and it's clearly aimed at your faces, and for a second you think it will, just blind you if it gets in there, and you're able to both shield your eyes. I need you to make it again, and I need you to also make one, as the other one does the same thing.
16?
Got nothing to do about that. That's a fail.
You, because you already have it up, as you turn over to this one, it just, you are blinded. For a minute, but you can repeat that save
At the end of my turn?
at the end of your turn. Okay, that is them. Anarchy.
Okay, great. Anarchy will fly up to the one right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she will chill there.
Okay.
Actually, she can do the help action.
Gotcha.
And then for my turn, I'll just close his eyes, look through hers, and try to shocking grasp that dude.
Tight.
I think that's a hit.
Definitely.
For big one. But with his turn, looking through his eyes, so I'm gonna call it like definitely difficult. He's just gonna kind of stumble forward to get a little bit away from it. Is that fair?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna hit anything, so yeah.
Yeah. He's just kind of like,
Yeah,
but looking,
for sure.
looking through her eyes to
Yeah,
kind of
you kind
like
of get
third
past
person video
Elvin
game mode.
and go, yeah.
Yep.
No, you.
I repeat a save.
Yep. Made it.
Yep.
So as you kind of get away, and you see through Anarchy's eyes as you're moving, you're just like, I mean, it hurts.
Yeah.
You've got that clearly dry, just eyes, and it's kind of burning, but you can see.
Cool.
Elvin.
I think I'm gonna. I don't know how tough these boys are.
The one that took a hit from Hildegard, I mean, does not look good. I mean, it's like.
And that's this one? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I will just swing a line on him.
Absolutely hit.
For 8.
As you swing the scimitar down, it just explodes in this just burst of dust. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws,
Both
please.
of them.
14.
11.
Yeah, you guys both made it. You're able, you kind of understand as soon as you see it start to blow that again you're, and it just
Gotta put up your shamog.
enveloped. Yes. Shamog's help in all situations here.
I'm gonna buy one for Killian. I'm gonna wear it.
Anything else, my dude?
That's it.
Alright, Hildegard. You can move that one off, that was right there.
I will move here.
Okay.
Got him. 17. That's what I rolled.
Absolutely.
8 damage.
Alright, again, you are just slicing and it's strange, because I mean, as soon as you drag your sword across it and the floor again, dust is just following it.
Cool.
Okay. Alright, it's just gonna actually try to attack you. It claws and you can feel the chink of its little claws on your armor just... I can't make
Like a
it get
declawed
through. Yeah,
cat.
just
It's stretching.
Yeah.
and methods are dumb. Right?
Yep.
I mean, it's bad
Anarchy.
vibes, really.
Anarchy will fly up there, give me advantage as I firebolt.
Got it.
That is an 11.
Afraid you don't hit my dude.
Alright.
Fire just crashes into the wall and it ignites some of the dust. And
Yeah.
Elvin. Of course.
Thanks, man.
I've done so well.
I caught it.
I
The
will,
whole world caught it.
I will swing on this next one. Is a 1?
No, I'm afraid it does
Okay.
not.
All right. AC.
Hildegard.
Sword. Got it.
Yeah, you did.
9.
Okay, I need you two to make Constitution saving throws again, please. Yeah, again, you just slice down in it, just dust starts settling around the room.
And he's dead. Dead forever.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Is it probably pretty late by now?
What do you mean?
In the day in the game?
In the game?
Yeah.
No. I mean, y'all
really only been in here for like
an hour, maybe.
an hour tops.
Oh, I didn't know how long because like we had to walk like 2 hours here and.
Yeah, I mean, it was still morning, so you
Okay.
got here morning. I mean, spent a couple minutes outside. Yeah, I mean, really, yeah, you guys have been,
So it's like 2 o'clock.
if that,
Okay.
I'd say noon. In the center of the room, there is, like, you can kind of see that the dust has parted, and there's just a decomposing figure of a male. Again, rusty chainmail, has a mace and a silver holy symbol that is sitting just on its chest. Anybody with religion can make a check if they want to try to identify it.
I don't have it practiced.
You can though,
I got
actually.
an 7 or an 18.
Absolutely.
At least I'm not proficient in religion or that. Let me make notes are open.
So it's a rose with a cross of wheat. You know that it's the human god Shantia. So this is
Okay.
clearly a paladin
Okay.
of some sort.
A shot.
A Shantia. Is essentially like, actually there's 1 gold in the purse. A single gold.
Wouldn't even take that one.
I would move his hand up to his chest and like put it around his holy symbol.
Got it. It is. I think you would recognize that for whatever reason, you would assume that all of these bodies died relatively around the same time. This one seems to have been preserved in some way. I mean, it's still incredibly decomposed, but there's something about it, and you feel legitimately right when you kind of push the fingers to close over it, even though it's still bones kind of coming out.
Yeah.
There's a couple barrels of just like fetid water, and one that's like just sour old beer. The that northern wall, though, I mean, it's just dominated with curiosities. There's shells, skulls, minerals, insects and beetles, preserved organs, rodents, just primitive tools and weapons that look like they're up. I mean, it's just a full case on display. Nothing on its own looks like it would be significant, but I do think you all recognize that the collection itself would probably get you like 100 gold, especially from people in Niven's Rest. Like a collector may want it.
I don't think Killian's gonna collect it, but I think he would be inspecting it all. I don't think the thought would come to mind to go try to sell it. But I think he would be like looking at all the little like insects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Certainly if there's any spell components he needs, but I think all he needs, I think I have all the spell components that he needs.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything that looks quite like spell components. You keep feeling like it, like, oh, no, this isn't. That's it for that room. You guys want to carry on?
What do you think?
No.
You want to call a rest here?
Call it.
Cool. That was good. I like this dungeon.
Yeah,
I like this
this is
setup a
fun.
lot. This is a good one.
It's
I
good.
really
Empty black
like,
is solid.
like in Horde of the Dragon Queen, I really liked, what was the place with the maze outside?
Oh, Xanthos?
I didn't like the maze, but I did like the tower. Just because, like,
Yeah.
I think, like, weird, like,
My favorite was
Magical
Didarius' tomb. I thought Didarius' tomb was awesome.
that's what I'm
I love
thinking.
the idea.
Yeah.
That was a big one. It took us 3 sessions to get through that had the snake
Yeah.
people and stuff. That was a really
The
good
Yanti.
dungeon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
Salos
great
liked it too.
dungeon. I love that.
Yeah, I really like magical dungeons as opposed
Yeah.
to, like, just normal dungeons.
dank
Like
ass
HGTV dungeons.
Right.
Yeah.
HGTV dungeon.
Just, like, boring and, like,
that?
decorated the same.
Flip that dungeon.
Yeah, what's that magazine like Home and Garden? There should be like a maze and dungeon or something. Cool. I like it. I like this one.
Old Man Johnson. Thanks for checking us out. I'm stoked whoever is hosting us now. We happen to be wrapping up now, but we've got videos of past games every Tuesday, every Sunday. We stream I mean, come check us out again. Check out the videos. If you dig it, by all means, please
Oh, he's
come
from
back.
Quests and Chaos.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hey, yeah, they're great.
Yep.
Yeah, we just
Tuned
found
in.
them. They're really good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, come check it out, or hop in our Discord if you want. There's a link down there too. Everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple options for raiding. We could raid
Lindy.
our friend. Is Lindy on?
Yeah, Lindy's on.
Oh, I didn't even
Oh,
see.
sweet. You guys got a show tomorrow night at 7.
Oh, hey.
Sweet.
We'll be there.
All right. Is it Laugh Love Lindy is her?
Yeah.
Laugh, love, Lindy.
All right, let's kick that raid off. Raid
Right.
is kicked off. Mechalites are on tomorrow, yep. Mechalites are on tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Hey, we'll be back Sunday and Tuesday with regularity, so thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Everyone, this was MT Black again. Wizard in a Bottle is what we're playing. It's like $2 on DM's Guild.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Empty black stuff is awesome.
Thanks for putting up with that goof fest I had
Oh,
about the methods.
All right,
Sorry
see you
about
guys. Bye.
that. Bye.
All right, let me stop it.